Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in the heart of Seattle. We are joining in with many other people that are looking for unity. We have a Trump supporter that's got a sign for free hugs.
All right, Avery, can I take a picture of you if I can figure out how to get this thing to work? Now this is in airplane mode.
So we will try to promote peace, prosperity, and unity amongst the people here to show that we're not looking for trouble. We are just trying to bring together everyone and for everyone to unify.
Okay, how do I get the camera to work on here?
Let's see, you hit the power button on the side here, swipe it.
Okay.
And then now you can take pictures.
All right.
So hopefully it will be a great demonstration for everyone, and everyone will peacefully be able to express themselves and to show that we're all in this. We're all in this to stop bigotry, racism, and everything else that is holding back this country.
What?
Can I take a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole idea and concept is to promote unity, friendship, caring, peace, prosperity. This is a time in history that people will look back upon.
Yeah, we're going, man.
Extra signs.
Yeah, we're going.
No, extra signs? Yeah. I'm trying to do photography today. Photography, because I'm part of the DMMD Youth Advisory Board.
Cool.
And so we're gonna curate an area for just kind of the election and like what's kind of happening, how people are reacting.
So we're live streaming now. We're trying to show that everyone's trying to unify together for peace amongst the circumstances. And this is Liberty Chronicle Independent. So we're live right now. Anything you would like to say for your organization?
I can't really say. I'm part of the Youth Advisory Board.
Okay.
So, we're kind of curating that thing. I can't speak for the EMP as a whole.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah, but we just really want to spread like love, just positivity.
That's
and
what we're
kind of
doing,
like
Absolutely.
just try to unify, exactly as we said. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we stand divided under the circumstances that we're living under, that's not going to help anybody.
No,
We've got to fight together, all of us.
True. Very,
Yeah.
very, very.
You know.
Well, thank you guys.
Absolutely, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, we're going.
So I expect to see a lot of that today. I expect to see a lot of people working together. Yeah, I expect a lot of people to be working together, unified, for the greater good of the society as a whole in this country. And so far in this group that we have, there is just three of us, and myself, David Malakar, of course. This is Avery Hufford holding the free hug signs, and also have with me Frank, that is also taking pictures, walking around. And as you can see, we have quite a large turnout. Very, very peaceful. No aggression here. Everyone is just standing together. As you can see, that there's no trouble. We have a lot of people that are just here to express their concerns. And I would hope that we can continue this, because this is a great meeting of people just together showing that they care. Again, very peaceful. So I want to stress that nobody is causing any trouble. This is a very peaceful event. And we're glad to see so many people standing together without acts of violence. This is, don't believe what you see on all the media. This is not violence that you're seeing here. This is positive reinforcement. This is good stuff. This is not violent. I can't stress that enough. Do not believe the violence is not everywhere. This is a lot of people standing together unified. Nobody here is causing any trouble. And that's a very positive and great sign based off of what we've seen in the last couple weeks, that there has been a lot of turmoil, and it is great to see so many that are here.
I hope you have a good 4 years.
So far, Avery's probably gotten about a half a dozen hugs or more, and I do want to stress that he is wearing a shirt that might not be popular. So it's a really positive thing that we're seeing. I'm glad to see so many people standing together.
Free hugs?
Yes.
Absolutely. I hope you have a great 4 years.
Awesome.
Today. 4 years.
Yes, we're trying to show that that everyone here is not aggressive. They're not violent. This is a peaceful gathering. And we look at the signs. Just look at love. Love trumps hate. Love will prevail. Like, so much positive. So many positive things coming out of this event. I can't stress enough. Very, very happy to see so many people unified together. Avery, would you not agree that so far everybody's very peaceful? Everything is going well. I mean, you received half a dozen hugs, if not more already, showing that we do care as a whole and that we will not be divided as a country. We will stand together. We will stand together. There is no excuse for us not to stand together. It does not matter who is put into office. We will always continue to fight the good fight for equality, for all of the civil rights that we have obtained, and the many more that need to be brought upon us. Just more hugs. I'm very overwhelmed by how everything is going.
We're gonna.
I should have worn my purple.
No, I'm real.
You voted for Patron?
Yeah.
So we have everyone here is just together, standing peacefully. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, I think we're all
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't have those viewpoints, based on the things he says, how is he going to unite the country?
I think he can do it.
You think what he said about Muslims, you think the Muslim world is just going to get...
Well, I don't think he hates Muslims.
Whether or not he does, based on the things he said, it's going to be very hard for him.
Are you what press?
I don't think he ever said that. I think the
Liberty Chronicle.
The Chronicle?
Yep.
The,
We are a digital news site.
I think he's just about putting Americans first. An American
Well, it's all
could be
about
anybody. It
love,
could
so
be a
we-
Muslim.
It is, and I'm showing everyone right now on live stream that we are all standing together, unified. This is not what the media is trying to portray as violent. That we're not seeing any violence here at all.
He said some.
So, well, alternative media, we're not bought and paid for by the banks, so we don't care. We're going to say what we want to say.
Some of us do, right? I think he's just saying that we should keep the important here. I don't think
Drug dealers, murderers, I think he said that speech over and over.
Well, can I ask you a question? Do you think we should be going to Muslims' home countries and bombing them?
We're not bombing them because they're Muslim. I'm not sure what you're asking. We're not targeting Muslims.
Okay, but the fact is, under Hillary and Obama, we continue to fight wars against Muslim countries.
The drone strikes and everything of that nature.
No, I don't think that was a good idea. I wrote Obama and said I
take
Right, but I
out-
mean, there's
Yeah, the drone.
Take out,
I
like,
also told
terrorist
Obama,
targets.
please don't do
And it
the
just
air
happened.
Yeah, we were supposed to see Guantanamo Bay closed. We were supposed to see the pull and removal out of Iraq. Obviously, I would believe that 99% of the people here did not approve of war, and we don't want war. We want peace within the country. So I can only hope that Trump doesn't continue these policies. I feel like if we actually pressure him, that as a whole, if the people speak and say, hey, stop the neocon madness, no more wars, I think we can actually get something accomplished, because even as we speak right now, there's talks of having Ron Paul being put into the cabinet and Jill Stein, which is like an extremely monumental achievement if it were to happen in history. So, let's just be hopeful, and if we stay unified and keep pressure on them, we might just pull something good out of this.
It hasn't been his message. So I don't
Which
think
I
he's
agree.
more inflammatory with his temperament.
Yes.
That, even in the campaign, that you could see people getting agitated and released, that with his temperament, it's like, we're just going to kill him. That is not diplomatic.
Yeah, his messaging has never been perfect. Personally, I did not vote for him. I voted third party. So, what it is though is that we have to do like what we did with Obama. We have to do like what we did with Bush. We have to keep together and speak together as a whole and let them know that we're not going to tolerate crazy war anymore. We're not going to tolerate oppression
So
anymore.
how are you doing that? What groups are you part of?
Well, I'm actually personally a libertarian. So I believe in civil liberties of the individual, and I believe in small government that will not be a massive war effort that we've seen over the last 16 some years. Whether or not Obama intended for us to be at war, we stayed at war all throughout his presidency.
Well, it's not like a Democrat, because the Democrats decrease the military and they decrease the
even if she, I mean, whether it was Trump or Clinton, I mean, they would begin the presidency
Obama
with
and
historically involved
Bush raised the military spending.
Yes.
You can get a lot more done. You
Raised the
can get a
national
lot done
debt.
before
So it sounds like you're on my side.
I am with the people, yes, absolutely. So if you didn't put any political party lines on me, like the quick breakdown, again, is just small government, help the people through social services, a low tax on the average person, hold corporations accountable for the taxes that they're dodging. I personally think if we had a 1% tax across the board, if the 1% was paying 1%, almost all of our problems would be solved overnight.
I agreed with you.
Because right now that they're not paying anything.
She would have done all those things.
The corporations aren't paying anything right now, though. They're dodging all the taxes altogether, and it's horrible. It's horrific. We're living under a cronyist society. We must stop this. So
I think we all are on the same page. It's just that we don't understand politics well enough to know who we should vote for.
right.
That's the problem in this country. It's really hard to understand.
Right, and one of the problems that I have is that I was confused as to why, when Bernie got screwed over, that nobody was doing anything about it. I was actually enraged by the fact that Bernie was screwed out of the nomination, because everyone under the sun realizes that everybody was supporting for him. Like when he was here in Seattle even, there was, I think, a 17,000 plus turnout, and Hillary had maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people show up for hers. I mean, the people was spoken. They wanted Bernie Sanders.
Well, the thing with Bernie, though, he didn't. I mean, Hillary is so qualified in terms of her international diplomatic. Bernie is good on the income, the economic equality. He doesn't have the type of experience that Hillary has, and I don't like how he handles the Black Lives Matter stuff. I think, and
Do you live in Seattle?
I don't know. I mean, either one would have been good, but I can see, I was for Hillary, and her time has come, man. She has given so much.
To add upon that, which I will not deny, that Hillary does have a long list of history of being in politics in general, and Secretary of State, being the First Lady, all these things that she was able to see through multiple administrations. But the thing is that maybe, just maybe, we needed somebody that wasn't part of the system for that long to bring in some fresh air, someone that has experience like Bernie did.
Well, Bernie's been part of this. He's been a senator for years, decades and decades and decades.
Well, absolutely.
So,
but from like a federal level, we never really gave him a chance to see what he could possibly do on the federal level. I mean, things like eliminating student debt. Student debt right now is just insane for everyone. We have an issue where a lot of the millennials, like myself included, are going to be stuck with like tens of thousands of dollars of student debt, and the jobs are not there for us. So under the Bernie plan, I know that he wanted to eliminate student debt and to help with job placement in general. So I mean,
I'm just confused because at one point you talked about small government and being a libertarian.
Yes.
And then the next,
Well, I see the best in everything. So if
I'm really having a hard time understanding.
Well, I see the best in everything. And if Bernie wanted to get rid of the student debt, that would be a great stimulus for the students. I mean, let's face it. The colleges have price gouged students because they can take advantage of the federal grants. And the banks that are lending these high interest loans, they know they can get away with it just as much. So we have to acknowledge that we've got a broken system. And Bernie, in a way, would have been able to hit a reset button. I didn't agree on everything that Bernie said, but there are certain things that, because of how much corruption has existed, you got to fight back with another extreme to cancel it out, so that way we can start fresh. So even as a libertarian, that was a position that I felt was not a bad idea on Bernie's side, because a lot of that debt is false to begin with because of the high interest, because of the price gouging. So if it's fraud to begin with, then kill it off altogether. That's how I feel about it. So and we do, yeah.
Salmon, there's a lot of different things going on.
Yeah.
Life isn't always easy for everybody. people work really hard, and then they wonder if they're going to be in poverty, you know, when they get to retirement age. I think
Absolutely. Like Social Security for us is going to be non-existent if it keeps on the current plan that it's on. You know, Social Security needs completely reformed.
You work hard, you know, grade school's tougher than it was, you know, 20 years ago. And, you know, so it's junior high and high school, and then you go to college, and then you're working really hard, then you got to start working.
Yeah, it's
what do you get for it?
exactly. You know, it's 50 years ago. You know, the dynamic was different. You could just get a job straight out of high school and make a career out of it for the rest of your life and actually retire at the same place you start at. Now we see so much run amok, corporations basically running the show without any type of oversight whatsoever. They bought out our politicians, and they've taken advantage of the whole shebang over the last 50-some years. And we got to fight back. Like, we have no choice.
And you think Trump isn't in with those big corporations?
Oh, I will acknowledge that Trump
Why
is.
Are you videotaping? Who are you?
Oh, this is for the Liberty Chronicle Independent. We were.
You're talking really loud too. It's almost like you're on stage.
Oh.
You know, it'd be nice if you could just have a conversation instead of projecting your voice so much.
Well, it's
Not everybody's really interested.
it's the media aspect of things, because I got to pick it up on the camera.
I think he just said he was against the refugees. Well, okay, so
I think there needs to be a focus on seeing what can be legislated at the state level for the state legislatures without working instead of going.
what happens is that they move a lot of government to be able to do that. Like, if you were to integrate
A very historic and monumental day. A lot of peace, a lot of unification. People are here.
typically, these people actually believe in, like for instance, there's some drugs, right? How do you get as high as possible? So please get like 2. And then you can just say that that's okay. So it takes time. You shouldn't just move mass groups of people, because then eventually their culture is just going to start moving in. And I think that parts of it, then at the same time.
And this is how peace becomes about. Everyone comes together. Everyone talks amongst each other. We work out our differences. No violence here. Everyone is peaceful.
Okay, so what I would tell them is that, like, that I don't think that all refugees should.
Absolutely.
I think that we should.
Absolutely.
I really do. Make sure you bring some.
Oh yeah, too many to list. Absolutely.
Big groups of people.
There is a lot of issues in this country today.
Because I actually have a lot of friends who are immigrants that voted for Trump because they understand this concept. That when you just mass move people, right? Eventually, they're going to have to be funded by the government. I mean, that's what ends up happening. It costs millions of dollars. I think that bringing them in slowly, right, is not a problem. I mean, one of my uncles is a Muslim. Well, I think that we should keep it that way, rather than the way that Germany does it, because what they're doing is that the government can't provide, because ultimately what happens is these people sort of rely on government assistance. So whole parts of Swedish cities are coming.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who is relying on government assistance? People in general? Is that a fact?
Well, no. Well, in Sweden and Germany it happens a lot that way, and France and Britain.
But we're talking about America.
Well, I think that in America, the way we do it is pretty good. I think that we should, I mean, it's like what Trump says, we just enforce our own laws. Like, the way we're doing it, it's okay. We should just bring in...
He's saying to stop. He's saying
Well,
to stop bringing
I don't know if he's really going to say, like, don't bring any.
That is what he said.
I don't think he ever said that.
No, he definitely said that.
He said, don't bring any
He
Muslims.
said, I will stop letting in Muslims.
As an absolute.
As an absolute.
Well, he's hired Muslims in his company. He's brought them over.
And that's probably.
But I think that he'll continue doing that. I mean, he has H-1B1. He gives out H-1B1s. I mean, he's the person that gives out visas. So I mean, his wife's in it. So I don't think.
His wife was an illegal immigrant when she got to this country.
Yeah.
He is
against all illegal immigration. He is a hypocrite. He doesn't know. He's mentally deranged. He does not have mental stability to run this country, to be the most powerful leader of the most powerful nation in the world. We just elected the most mentally deranged person who goes off from the hip. He goes off from the hip and he says what he's gonna goddamn want to say, and he's hurting people. People are being hurt. My friends are being hurt. My friends can't come here today.
Yeah,
I didn't vote for it, but I think this gentleman feels a little isolated.
I think his message has been taken a little bit out of the extreme. I don't think anyone's saying absolutely.
I'm disagreeing completely because you're spreading false information again. That's what's happening.
I'm not.
My daughter was targeted. She landed to the class a little bit early. And when somebody turned around, another student here in Seattle turned around to her and said, "Isn't that wonderful? Well, that's going to stop us since Trump is here." Because he has incited a lot of hatred to people with disabilities by mocking people.
Yeah.
And he has incited so much hatred. My friend's other daughter has her Latino husband, and a white guy in a pickup truck drove up to them. This is up here in Everett, and threw a whole case of pop at them while their 7-year-old son watched.
Well, that's really awful.
That's unexcusable. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, those people need to be arrested for acts of that's assault.
So
yeah.
I feel for you, and I'm not angry with you, but I am so hyped up as we all are, and I needed to be here today around a lot of people. But you know, you were saying things that were false, which is how he got elected. On lies. He was a mentally unstable person.
I don't think he's speaking absolutely. I think he's just saying we're having the government.
Wait, no,
he actually did remove from his website anything that had to do with stopping Muslim immigration.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that, and that's why I was trying to say. But I don't know. I mean, honestly,
that's back up, by the way.
What's that?
That's back up on the site. True can be complete lie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They said it was taken down as a technical error.
Yeah,
how convenient.
I really hope that all those people really get met with justice that you're talking about.
I think
that's really horrible.
I think you really know what the truth is. Don't you think he ought to be up there? So I feel like Trump does have the power. He could go out and denounce the acts of violence, and I think that would mitigate them.
Yeah, well, I mean, but all political leaders.
And I understand
can't
you're
take,
not him, but
but all political leaders would have to denounce anytime someone does violence in their name, right? I mean, what if a bunch of people with Bernie shirts went and blew stuff up? Would Bernie have to come out and say all these things?
Yeah, he did.
But he doesn't have to. Would it change your mind about Bernie?
The difference is that Trump's rhetoric
you completely disagree with him.
We're talking. You're talking about a situation that isn't happening.
Wait, hold on. I'm really curious though. So you're saying that if let's say it's the people with Bernie shirts went and burned something. Okay, and he didn't denounce them. You would completely just disagree with them for the rest of your life.
But he would denounce them, and that's not happening, and that's not what we're talking about.
We can't predict a future that does not exist. You know, why do you think Trump isn't denouncing these acts? He can. He knows they're happening.
Well, I think it's just because I don't know. He's just a political movement like anybody else. And part of his whole thing is he's anti-political correctness, so he's not going to.
Avery. Yeah. I don't know. That's okay. It's okay.
Well, I'm not him. Well, how would I ever know?
What do you think about him not denouncing violent acts as the leader of our country?
I don't.
Well, they don't. Well, he's not doing it, and he's not. I don't think they represent
What do you
him.
think about him not saying anything against people doing it in his name? What do you think about that?
What do I think about that? People not doing it in his name?
People doing it in his name and him not saying anything about it. What do you think?
I think it's okay because. Why does he have to take responsibility for some idiots?
I'm not saying he needs to take responsibility. He doesn't have to accept any blame, but he should be telling people.
Look at this example. So, for instance, there were some people that were getting beat up at Trump rallies.
It doesn't cost him anything.
Well, no, I know, but let's say, 6 months ago, there were some people that got beat up at Trump rallies, right? And he didn't denounce any of it, right? And then it turned out that what we learned, 2 weeks before the election from the James O'Keefe video was the Clinton Foundation paid all those people to go do that.
That's been debunked. That's not true.
We live in
that did it.
We live
Wait,
in an
that
era.
that was actually
What
like
about in
real
his
people.
rallies where he says somebody should rough him up? Where
I mean,
he's actually
yeah.
actively encouraging
On
that.
video,
And
like,
where
the
he
person's
said
got
that
some
he'll
problem.
pay your legal
If the
fees
person's
if
got
he's
some
on a
problem,
microphone,
What if he
said-
felt that they were in
He
the
said
right?
in the old days that
Please
person would have been
don't
carried
attack
out of here on the
I'm sure he
stretcher.
feels really scared
No,
right now.
I'm fine.
here.
Yeah, I'm not
Able
nervous.
to discuss
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's
We're
okay.
having a discussion. Nobody's getting aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is how we unify. This is how we
I
get.
mean,
we
I am
have to
being
get
kind of
together, and we have
bombarded with
to
questions and
go.
things that I'll never know about Trump.
Well,
Like, you guys have to understand
yeah.
that like things.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you have a great 4 years too.
Thank you for being here and
Yeah.
being a place where we're trying to talk about love.
Yeah, I know. I want everyone to feel like,
I want you to talk to us.
like really like. I mean, I can't ever really tell you guys what Trump thinks or what he does. Like I don't really know. And at first I wasn't a Trump supporter, but then I became one later on because I think that ultimately his message is not one of hate. I think that if you look at his policies, they're really decent.
What
And I think-
specifically?
Explain to me though how these policies and the things that he said are not hateful. Can you please explain that to me? Particularly in the pick of somebody like Mike Pence, for example, for vice president.
Well, wait,
who,
I
excuse
really
me,
don't
time
want
out,
to argue for
time
Mike
out.
Pence because I don't like him.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody likes Mike Pence.
I don't like Mike
Nobody
Pence.
likes Mike Pence.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
I think the Republicans-
Everyone, this person was talking. My question, please.
Yeah.
Because you might not support Mike Pence, but you voted for a ticket that includes him, and you voted for a man who supports his policies. Mike Pence believes that I can be electrocuted into no longer being clear. Can
I heard that.
Can you please explain to me how that is not peaceful and how that is not?
Well, actually, I kind of agree with you.
So, but you voted for that. So
Well, I
how
voted for
can you?
Trump.
Who is
I don't like his vice presidential
Who is
candidate.
who is initiating Mike Pence's policies? He's already stated that within the first 100 days of his presidency, he will work to roll back every federal action that President Obama took to protect poor people. That's Donald Trump saying that. That's not Mike Pence. That's Donald.
Is anyone able to go on their phone and check to make sure that my connection wasn't cut?
You want to know your video's going on?
Yeah, it's Liberty Chronicle Independent on
You
Facebook.
can't do that.
No, you're not understanding what I'm asking.
I was trying to cover everything going on today. Liberty Chronicle Independent. Yeah, that's it right there.
Something that
And I just want to make sure that one. I want to make sure that the video is still rolling.
I'm giving you some verify and look at yourself.
Oh, good, it's still going. Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'll share you.
Because I want to show the world that people are going to unify together, and we're going to fight against hatred. We're going to fight against all of the bad things that have been happening over the last 16 years even. You know, we're going to put an end to this. And I feel like the movement that is going right now is really going to be able to build and continue to build. And it's possible we may even be able to stop it, finally, no matter who's in office. You know, if we just work together, that's the key thing. Look at, yes, because exactly. Look at what Martin Luther King was able to do. 1 million people marched. We need to see that happen again.
And have we not learned about this all this time? And
Absolutely.
he is our national hero, and we now step forward and take this for ourselves and make a new movement and make a real change.
Like I truly feel like even though the outcome was not what we all wanted for the election, that we can still unify together. And that's the problem, because like over the last 16 years, people have been so divided. They didn't realize that, oh, hey, well, maybe if we all just put our differences aside and fight for the greater good, we can storm them, we can stop them, we can keep the cronyist out, we can stop the corrupt bankers and everything of that nature, because we all know that the politics are bought, you know, and if we stop it, we cut it off at the source. You follow the money trail, you stop where that comes from, you can actually get people in office that will actually represent people.
Okay, yeah,
how that's not helpful, how that's not equal, and how Donald Trump doesn't represent that when he is actually the one who's committed to perpetrating.
So about those two specific ones, right? Can I answer for those two? Okay, actually, I agree with both of them. Okay, and here's why. So, what if let's say I own a business, because I don't, and
not right now. I want to listen.
I do like your robe, by the way.
Let's say, and David knows a lot about this because he works for the Libertarian Party. So, like, let's say a Ku Klux Klan member wants to work for me, and I don't want
You're
it.
making false equivalence.
Well, it's not a false equivalence.
It is a false equivalence.
What if
A
someone-
KKK member.
I mean, I know
essentially
Christians that don't
a
want to hire
violent-
gays. So it's like, why would I force
But,
them?
and I'm not talking about hiring a gay person to work at a church. I'm not talking about hiring a gay person to work at an organization that is doing religious activities. I'm talking about federal employees. Have you heard of the separation of church and state?
Yeah, but what if it has nothing to do with like the church? What if it doesn't?
But it does have to do
What if it's
with.
just a personal
We're not
preference?
talking about church, and we're not talking about personal preference. We're talking about whether federal employees of this government,
I think they have that
meaning
right.
that this government can fire their own employees for being gay.
But the Ku Klux Klan never could make that same argument because they could say it's a religious thing and I'm discriminating against them. But you would still let me do that, wouldn't you?
No, because the KKK are actually perpetrating hate. A gay person is just being gay.
Well, it depends on the. Well, it depends on the. What if the gay person is promoting violence? I mean, it's a case-specific thing. It's a case-specific argument.
What's the name of the woman?
Taking pictures?
Like I said, I think that's okay. I just think it's okay. I don't think it's hateful.
You get pictures like over here and everything, everybody standing with the signs and all that.
Correct. And I'm unsure why you're here. If you're
Oh,
just
absolutely.
going to perpetuate the same thing.
Well, I didn't really come here to argue with you. I came here just to because the whole thing online I read that it's all about ending intolerance. So I just came here just to spread love.
But by stating that you're okay with the federal government firing people for being LGBTQ, you're not ending intolerance. You're actually promoting it.
Well, like I said, it's the same argument that I could make against the KKK.
Okay, can you tell me how it's the same argument?
Well, because someone could just say, well, what if they have no felonies, they've never done anything wrong, and they just have these belief systems, right? That they're like supreme or something.
But
I mean,
a
I think
gay
they're all.
person is not an ideology, it's a person. And a KKK is an ideology. There's a difference.
Yeah, I mean there is, but I still, like
so
I said, I
you're
still think
talking
it's
about
okay.
a person who has a right to exist and live and love.
I mean, what if in Capitol here, I have gay friends, right?
Yeah.
And one of them took me to this bar where it said like no straight people. I mean and I just left.
Okay, but that's because you can go into any bar in the country and be safe. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Why can't I go to that one? And I respected it.
Because I can't.
Because I believe in that. I think that they have the right to say that.
Because we deserve to have our own safe spaces.
Anyone can make that argument.
I can't be safe everywhere. You can be safe essentially anywhere in this country. I cannot.
Well, that's not true. I think in San Francisco during those riots, if I wore the shirt, people would probably hurt me.
So that is an extreme situation, but look right here. You are safe right now. And I'm going to try to keep you safe.
Yeah, well, I don't believe people really are that violent in Seattle, so.
Did you know that there was a swastika spray painted on the hill within the past couple of days?
Where?
Try to imagine how you would feel.
What's that got to do with me? I think that those people are fucking morons.
You said no. You said that Capitol Hill is a safe space, things like that. Not a violent space. A swastika is a violent
It was just
symbol.
some loser with a swastika. Why do I have to defend him?
Because your candidate emboldened that behavior and made them think that it is okay to do that. That hate is okay. They're saying it in his name. I have a friend. This didn't take place in Washington, but I have a friend. This is somebody I personally know. I heard it directly from her mouth. She is a person of color. She went on a walk today for the first time. She'd been to a parade. She went on a walk today for the very first time.
We have sirens in the background. Unsure if it's probably not related to here. Let's hope that we can continue peaceful conversation.
And rolled along next to her, laughing at her, intimidating her. Then they rolled around, they turned around the corner. They came around the block, but I'm not done because it gets worse. They turned around the block, they came back at her, and this time they yelled at her, called her the N-word, called her a bitch, said that you'll get what's coming to you, and threw trash at her, and then yelled Donald Trump's name. They said they effectively said this is because Donald Trump has made it okay for me to do this, because people like you are going to say that that's an individual act when it is not an individual act.
Well, I would probably shoot that guy.
It's an act. Okay, then you are a criminal.
I don't think you would actually do that. Shoot him? I think you're a nice guy.
Well, what he means is he would defend them.
I actually defended some Asian guy, at the Greenwood PCC, because I work over there. I walked in and some Asian guy was getting like assaulted. He was being called all these names, they called him a gook and stuff. And the guy started filming it and he took the phone and hit him, so I got up in his face and I wanted to see if he'd do it to me, because I was a lot bigger. and I wanted to see if he was going to do, and he wouldn't, because he's a pussy.
Yeah.
And so I told him, and I called the cops on him, and I called the cops on him. The cops came and took care of him. So
I'm glad that you stood up for
why do I have to defend all these idiots?
I'm
like,
glad
I don't
that
want
you
to
stood
defend them.
up for an individual person, and that you will protect an individual person. Will you protect us from our own government? Because it is now. It is now.
If the government ever actually did like violent acts against gays or something, I would be the first person to shoot them.
It is now the government. Okay, we're not talking about shooting people. Remember, this is a non-violent rally. You even said that yourself.
Okay, yeah, but
I don't think you would actually do that, Avery. I
So
think
we shouldn't.
He means defense.
I'll defend him. Okay.
He means
whatever.
defense.
You can use whatever terms you want. I don't care. The thing is like I said, if the government actually did those things,
But they're already talking about doing it. Have you heard? They're already
talking about that at all.
They're already talking about codifying discrimination into law, making it okay to Mike Pence, for example. Again, I know you said that you don't like him, but you voted for a candidate. You voted for a candidate. You voted for a candidate who has actually said that Mike Pence will be largely in charge of domestic policy. So that's what you voted for when you voted for Donald Trump.
Well, like I said, I don't think anything will happen. And if it did, I'd be the first person to get angry.
Have you heard the poem, first they came for the socialists, and I wasn't a socialist, so I didn't speak out. And then they came for the trade unionists.
I'm familiar. I used to have a shirt that said it, actually. Yeah.
So this is the time to speak out. That's what I'm saying. This is the road.
I don't think they're doing
This is the road that we're on. I'm sorry to tell you.
Just because there's some morons that drive around and yell things at people, like, why do I have to defend them?
It's almost 300 incidents since Tuesday. 300 incidents.
I believe probably half of them happen at these like anti-Trump rallies that happen sometimes.
You're wrong. They happened at schools. They happened at churches. They happened in workplaces. They happened on the street. None of them are reported from rallies. 300 incidents. If now isn't the time to speak out against it, if now isn't the time to speak against it.
What do you think I'm here doing?
You're not speaking out against it. You're defending the candidate.
I said
You're
if they don't. I don't.
candidate.
If they actually did do, if the government pursued, I'm talking about the government. So I'm not talking about individuals that just are idiots. If the government ever actually did something like that, I'd be the first person to get upset and denounce it.
But the government is promoting policies that perpetuate that violence.
I don't.
By saying that
I don't think that is true.
by saying that we should ban Muslims from entering the country, you're sending the message that all Muslims are terrorists. By saying
it's not
that
an absolute concept.
I'm not saying it's an absolute concept.
I mean,
I'm saying that that's the message.
And he's a great guy.
Okay, can you stop using people that you know as tokens?
Okay, fine. All right.
I mean, that's his family.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I think you're just a little angry. I think you need to calm down.
I think that I'm not. No, I don't want to hug. I don't want to hug.
Avery.
I respect that you're here trying to build bridges. I'm not trying to build bridges with you. I'm angry because this is a deeply terrifying time for a lot of people. Please don't tell me that I shouldn't be angry. I understand that you're here trying to understand, trying to communicate with folks. And thank you for respecting that.
I understand what it's like to be angry, because I mean
that's something we all understand.
Well, it's because I'm on the losing side of politics all the
we're
time.
human.
So it's like I understand.
We
what
all
it's like.
understand.
I mean, like
We've all felt
I was passionately against ST3 and it went through, but it's like I just move on.
It's not. Yeah, this isn't about like Hillary Clinton losing. I don't care.
I mean, I'm sure you probably don't even like her.
I mean, I actually do like Hillary Clinton, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
It's beside the point because it's not about winning and losing. It's about the fact that almost 50% of this country, not more than 50%, because remember this candidate lost the popular vote, but almost 50% voted
Okay.
So what you're telling me is that you don't think it's a big deal that this stuff is happening.
I don't think that he got into office so he could be just like some round people up and hurt them or something. I think that his biggest thing was on economic policy.
Avery, let him interject real quick.
I've heard you say this set of words over and over again. I don't think this. I don't think that. What do you think?
What do I think? I think that.
But please try to speak a bit slower and more calm, because in this age it's so easy to just.
Hey, he's got a free hug sign too.
Yeah. Let's hear what you think. That's what you came here to tell us. I'd like to hear what you think.
Well, I actually really didn't come here to argue or even make anyone.
I don't
agree with me. I don't really care.
I don't think you had ill intentions.
Well, no, I said that I walked into this. I'm not trying to like convert people.
I don't think you have
we all have different ideas of what we think should happen. I think that he had some good economic policies.
What do you think?
Well, that's I'm telling you. And I think that ultimately, I mean, I'm like a libertarian. I work with the Libertarian Party. I just thought that Trump had really good economic policies and things I like.
Libertarian,
I don't know.
Can I ask you why you didn't vote for Gary Johnson?
I don't like Gary Johnson.
But Gary Johnson is a libertarian. Donald Trump cannot be in any way termed to be a libertarian.
What is a libertarian?
Well,
An ideology.
On his first 100 days, he claims that he wants to privatize roads, which I feel strongly about. I think that our country would run better if we privatize roads and stuff. So I don't think like his message
but
is
that's
to go
like,
around.
That's one libertarian policy. Gary Johnson is
Well, I don't
actually
think Gary
a
Johnson
libertarian.
is very big libertarian. I mean, if you actually look at his policies, he wasn't that big of a libertarian.
But Donald Trump isn't.
I think he was more of a libertarian.
Donald Trump is a...
Besides the tariff thing, I know the tariff argument. Okay, believe me, I'm a libertarian. I understand the argument.
Avery, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
My name's Nathaniel, by the way.
Hey, Nate, you want a hug?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I hope you have a great 4 years.
But here's what I want to know. We're both part of the safety service. Yeah. To me, is someone around me who's marginalized is being picked on by someone who supports your guy.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to stand up for them if you're wrong about how
yeah. Are
he
you kidding me?
All right.
Yeah, like I said, just like 3 weeks ago, I had some Asian guy was getting picked on, and I called the cops on him and got in the guy's face.
Yo, buddy, can I get a hug?
Absolutely. Hey, yeah, I like your hat, man.
And I do want to interject very quickly to let everyone know we are East Coast people, so we do speak louder because it's our culture. We're not trying to oppress anyone. We're not trying to overspeak anybody. We're East Coast people. We're just very vocal. We're very blunt. So we're not trying to offend anyone or cause any tension. If anything, I'm recording today for the Liberty Chronicle Independent to show the world back east that we are unified in Seattle and we're not actually violent.
Not unified at all. What are you talking about? You guys are a bunch of racists.
Excuse me, I'm Piscataway Native American.
I'm not going to try to be politically correct with you. We're not unified. We don't agree with what you have to say. At all.
Sir, you do not even know what my positions are. I am just covering from a news media aspect.
I'm just telling you, don't tell people here that we're unified. Nobody's unified at all. And we're not going to go along with President Trump.
Well, we don't have to go along with Trump.
It's not going to happen.
I don't have
I'm
to.
not talking about you. I'm telling you, we're not unified. So don't put up a bunch of myths here. Nobody's unified at all.
We're standing together. What is this?
Standing
is
together doesn't mean we are unified. It just means you're here and I'm here.
It's not unification if we're arguing with him. He came here to try and unify, but I don't think we're ready to be unified. We need time to argue.
Absolutely
we're angry.
not.
We're not ready to mend the bond with hugging. It's not going to work like that.
Did you guys unify when Obama got elected? Did you guys unify? Did you guys unify?
Well,
angry at us
yes.
for protesting.
We worked with what we had. Yes.
You guys didn't unify. You guys didn't unify at all when Obama got elected, and now you want us to unify? I don't think so.
I was an Obama supporter.
I'm not talking about...
He voted for Obama.
You are supporting Trump, okay? So you're speaking for Trump, all right? And when Obama got elected, you guys were not about unifying at all. The first measure was like, let's...
I was an Obama supporter.
That's pretty projectorial.
So you're representing Trump, okay?
Yeah, but you said you guys didn't support Obama. I voted for Obama.
Do you disagree with us protesting out here today?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. This is.
But do you believe that there should be unification with like what we're doing right now?
That's what I'm doing.
I think people should be working together to stop.
Like, what pisses me off is that people are saying that we need to be more unified and that we need to stop protesting.
No. We're not saying that at all.
The Donald Trump supporters are saying that we need to stop protesting and we need to be more unified. When Obama won, they were doing protests that were disgusting. They were absolutely racist and disgusting.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
and I was an Obama supporter, and I totally agree with you. So.
That doesn't get you passed.
No, but you guys keep saying that you guys were upset when Obama won. I was happy when
you voted for the first black president, but you just voted for a president that was endorsed by the KKK. Bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
Hillary Clinton was endorsed by Gary Byrd.
Double standard.
That was his mentor.
We're unhappy because of racism, sexism, misogyny.
Yeah, I don't
Exactly. Exactly.
We're unhappy because he is promoting all those things. That's why we're unhappy. I will not support a racist, misogynist, sexist.
Exactly.
I will not. Period.
How do you not think he is? Grab him by the pussy, y'all. It's
Yeah. I mean, we all just say things. I mean, my best friend right here is Native, and I say all sorts of crazy things to him.
We're not all of us are running for president.
Are you
sexual assault on a regular
well,
basis?
actually, I
you think that's okay?
Someday. I mean, would that disqualify me? I don't think it does.
It should. You can't say things like that if you're running for president.
Avery.
I think you can run for president and say stuff
Avery,
like that.
we are in politics right now.
I'm a straight white man.
Hey, how you doing, man? I hope you have a great 4 years.
Politics aren't just a thing that you do every 4 years or every 2 years.
It's a continuing battle.
They're every moment of your life.
Absolutely.
Avery.
Sorry, I got to interrupt.
So, you don't want to be in politics later. You are here right now.
Yeah.
What choice are you making with your life?
Yeah, I think I'm making a pretty good choice.
Listen, I appreciate that you actually came here with the free hug sign. I really appreciate
I haven't got
that.
to read yours yet. What is it?
It's long. It's about education and fear. But what I'm trying to say is, I appreciate that you come here with the free hug sign. I think that's a good thing. Sure, we're gonna try to get along, but if you guys gonna say things like, hey, let's be all unified, that's where I jump in and say, no, thank you.
Well, I voted Gary Johnson.
You know, we're just not on that bandwagon. We're all about being civil, and the gesture is appreciated for sure. But we're just not going to be about unified with something we really completely object to, and it's just disgusting. Okay?
I cannot unify with banning an entire religion.
Which is absurd.
It's absurd.
Oh, completely agree. That is absurd.
It's our place for our protest.
To me, it's a public place, and I want to hear what you have to say. Can I ask you a question?
How do you?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Absolutely.
Is there anything that you're not comfortable with about Donald Trump?
Me? It's red, and
Or did you vote for him?
No, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I caucused for Bernie Sanders and voted for Hillary Clinton.
Do you feel that?
I want to let
Okay.
you answer and hit that.
Go ahead.
question. What is his name again?
What was that?
What was his name again?
Avery.
Avery.
Yeah.
I have a question for Avery.
Sure. Can I ask you very quickly, how did you feel about Bernie getting basically ripped off from the nomination?
I think our current system of politics doesn't accurately reflect the will of the people.
Right. Absolutely. I personally, myself, I was mad when Bernie got ripped off.
Yeah. Like, it was really a choice between the neoliberal left and the extreme right wing.
Correct.
And I personally think that dichotomy is false.
Yes.
And that it's going to be our generation's responsibility to dismantle it.
And the great thing is that because of resources like the internet, we're able to get information so quickly that we are always up on the know. And I feel like our generation, the millennials, really will be able to change the face of politics over the next 16 years to finally be able to get rid of a lot of the problems that we have today. I'm hopeful. I really am.
To more accurately represent the will of the people.
Absolutely.
Because even though Donald Trump won the election, you see many people here who do not like him.
Correct.
And so I think our voice deserves to be heard. But also the voice of the Trump supporters, like Avery here.
Right.
They deserve to be heard too. I think we're not really that different.
No, we're all human beings. We're all living together.
What people all want is like basic things, like the ability to say what they believe, food, water, meaningful work. And I think the neoliberal left and the extreme right wing are trying to claim that those things are limited resources to turn us against each other.
Yeah. Well, it's always been divide and conquer. They've always been trying to put us against each other so that way they can stay in power. I mean, it's politics, you know.
I don't know because I'm not a professional politician.
Well, I mean, just from observing things, you know.
From observing the behaviors and the patterns, that's what I've been seeing.
Right. You know, everybody can. Oh yeah, go ahead. You know, it's a public place, so you know everybody basically is aware that.
It's Seattle. We like to use the language,
which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I love this city. I was born here and raised here, and I really like this.
Yeah, I'm originally from the DC area. I just moved out here about 2 years ago.
My name's Henry.
Henry, I'm David. David Malachar. It's good to talk with you, and thank you so much for standing with Avery, because I'm recording to try to show the world that we're not hateful to each other. And even though Avery is a Trump supporter, he at heart has everyone's interest in mind. Like he was saying, if someone were to hurt a minority, he would stand up and fight. Like myself, for example, as a Piscataway Native American, if they were to attack me, he would jump in right away and kick all their butts. I'm not saying I couldn't handle them on my own, but you know what I'm saying.
I think that imagining scenarios like that is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. I can honestly say though, in Seattle, I have experienced little to no racial discrimination like how I experienced it back on the East Coast. Because on the East Coast, it is a different mindset. There is a lot of heavy neocon thought process back there, and the liberals that are on the East Coast are not fighting for the people. They kind of are like a mix of one and the same. So East Coast is a very scary area. I'm glad that Seattle is more diversified, and there's a lot of more, the minorities don't even feel like minorities. We all just feel like one big melting pot. And I feel so much safer here.
I'm two races.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm a half white, half Korean.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I have some German in me as well.
Yeah.
From my family was last name Huff. So they originated. So the Native American was on my grandmother's side, and the father's side was the German.
What I'm trying to say is that if people are actually
Very nice to meet you.
crimes,
Yes.
they should be held accountable for their actions.
But what
You can't
about
just
there
put
is such a thing as inciting violence, which is a crime. It is a crime to incite violence.
I'm a legal assistant. I know how this stuff works. And you can never actually bring a charge on him because he's not actually
Why
going to do
hasn't
something.
he denounced the
But
hate
if we could do
These guys should have been here an hour ago. I had an answer.
I understand, but
what?
CapitolHillSeattle.com. Can you tell me your name?
Why?
So I can put it with the photo that I took of you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Avery Hufford. Can you spell it for me? A-B-E-R-Y. And then last name Hufford, Hufford.
And why did you come to the rally today?
Well, because I saw online, I've seen a lot of these rallies.
If I squeeze through here.
And I was like, well, I didn't really understand why everybody was so mad, because I actually have a lot of gay friends. I come around Capitol Hill a lot. And what happened was I just listened, I saw this specific one from a stranger, and it said to end intolerance or something. It was love Trump's hate. And I was like, well, I don't really disrespect any of these people. And I grew up, some of my family friends when I grew up were gay. I've had many people, and people are like, oh, he hates gays, he hates anyone who's not looks like him or something. I just don't really think that that's true. And a lot of these people here are talking about how he's inciting violence, which by actual legal definition he's not. But if you can say that maybe because he's allowing people to speak their minds that they're acting that way, I think individuals should be held accountable for their actions. So if there are people going around writing swastikas and stuff, they should just be, that's on them.
punch him in the face.
Well, what if the guy was actually inside? Well, what if the guy, he said about some...
If our president says, punch him in the face.
Well, Reagan said that.
I'm not talking about Reagan. I'm talking about the person just got elected. If he says, punch him in the face, kick him, they go out on the stretcher, you're okay with that?
What are they doing? That's making him say that.
I'm saying, are you okay with that language from the person's going to be our president?
I think it's okay if the person's being, annoying or
you think
bothering
it's okay?
people. I mean,
so if I said, you annoy me, punch him in the face.
Well, what if I came up to David and I started kind of harassing
I'm not saying I'm doing that.
Okay,
I'm saying, is that okay with you?
Sorry, I just...
You annoy me.
I mean, I think this is a bit of a straw man argument, but yeah.
No, it's not. It's a real legitimate...
Because those people really were causing problems at rallies.
But
and they were being violent. And we have videos of it.
But you don't have
Violence
your
was
president.
against them. No. They were starting fights and stuff.
So violence on either side.
And it came out the Clinton Foundation was funding it.
Violence on either side is not okay. So saying that somebody else did a bad thing doesn't excuse me from doing a bad thing. So I could always say, well, yeah, I did this bad thing, but they did other things. That's a child's argument. What about personal responsibility?
Yes.
This person is our president. So he has more responsibility, not less.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, if you feel that way, that's fine.
An atmosphere of safety and trust for all people on this in this country, not just the people that vote for him, but everybody.
Okay.
So do you agree with that?
That seems pretty okay. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? I disagree with you on some things, but yeah, we might disagree on a lot of things, and it's all good. Now, hey, I hope you have a great.
We're all human beings.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got bombarded. People have been bombarding me. I didn't know I was gonna get. I thought most people would just ignore me. This is pretty amazing.
No, this is a good thing. We're engaging in conversation.
I can't even like organize. Hold on. I mean, I have to like take a deep. Like people are like bombarding me with so many questions.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you listen for a moment so that you don't have to talk, and add that it's a privilege.
That's fine.
It is a privilege for you to come here and feel overwhelmed in your moment of, oh, all these people disagree with me. The majority of people here do not have that privilege. They don't get the privilege of being able to take a step back and take a breath the way that you are able to do right now. I just want you to be aware of that because of the way they were born, because we were born as women, and a man can say, I'm gonna grab her because I can, because of the privilege that I have as a person, or they were born gay. And so they don't have the privilege of being able to openly share their compassion and their love for someone else without violence being incited upon them by political figures, by comedians, by people on the streets. People of color who live in this country do not have the privilege of being able to step back, looking over their shoulder every day.
Oh, I know that feel.
Of being aware. I know that I have privilege as a white woman in this country.
Okay, that's fine.
But I just want you to be aware for a moment of the privilege. And I wanted you to take that moment to listen because you're feeling overwhelmed.
Well, yeah, I mean, people are really bombarding me with questions.
I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really hope nobody feels scared or marginalized. And if anybody does, we should. If individuals commit crimes, we should all, you know, they should be criminals.
I'd like to take issue with that statement because for them to be held accountable, there still have to be victims of the crimes. And the fact that there's been an increase in hate crimes against people of color, against Muslim Americans, there are victims of the crimes. Even if they are held accountable, people are victimized and people are made to feel unsafe, people are hurt. And so saying that they're going to be held accountable is not enough.
It's too late at that point.
It is too late.
Okay, no, so hear me out. So like Andrew Breitbart once said that politics is just a downplay of culture, right? Or sorry, vice versa. Sorry.
Culture is just a downplay of politics?
Yeah, so eventually like it goes downstream, right? So what I'm trying to show is that I really don't, because I know a lot of Trump supporters. I know a lot. Actually, one of my best friends who was a Trump supporter since January 2015 is a gay Pakistani, okay, who lives just down the street here. And he...
no clue.
He's Trump's biggest fan. So what I'm trying to say is, that the culture, I'm trying to change it where it's like we don't have to like the reason that we're having these big tensions is because some people, it's a lot of identity politics, and I'm trying to show that I don't think it really matters, and I can stand with anybody, and if there are individuals that go around and, because I've heard all these stories about someone yelled Trump and then the N-word or something. Well, it's like they should be handled like anyone else who commits those kinds of crimes, right? It's just individuals are responsible for themselves. I mean, if you do that right now and you have a Bernie shirt on, should everybody hate Bernie? It has nothing to do with that, right? I mean, he can denounce it or not.
It does if the rhetoric is what is inciting that violence, and that is what.
When I think that actually those people are inciting violence because they have these riots all across the country. Like Kishwama Sawant had like all these like crazy.
Are you saying that Bernie is inciting?
No. I'm saying that
when demonstrations turn violent.
Did Kishwama Sawant have to denounce the violence that occurred because of that riot that she pretty much started the other night?
Avery, instead of talking about things that are not happening, let's talk about what is.
Well, that did happen on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday?
I meant the Bernie. And the Trump protests have turned violent. I agree with you. And I think that's wrong. I think that mob violence is wrong. Whether it's mobs, having fun after a football game. If they overturn police cars or whatever, that's still violence. It's just we tend to excuse it because those are just good spirits.
The social aspect, yes.
So I agree that there's been some violence and that's wrong, but a lot of it has been peaceful like this.
It's been pretty good, and I hope it wouldn't get violent because I would probably be the one targeted. So, but the thing is.
Yeah,
man. And people are like, Pence wants, all these guys, they want violence against gays, Trump. If they actually did that, they would be hated. I mean, I would stand by, if they were really doing that to gay people, if the government start targeting them the way that everyone's making it sound, I'd be the first person against it.
What if it's happening?
Because like I said, I mean, I have gay friends, and it'd be disgusting, and I really don't think that they're going to.
I think it's happening right now.
Look, let me be honest. Like, I did not like the Mike Pence bit, but I thought Trump's pretty good. He's a pretty liberal Republican.
Well, you don't like Mike Pence so much.
Avery,
I don't like Mike Pence at all.
I think it is happening right now. What do you do?
But no, I think what he's saying is that Trump is not saying go out and
well, they're making it sound like
he's
not saying not only that, but they're making it sound like they're gonna like on Wednesday it was like, oh, it's hysteria, like, oh, he's gonna like load people up and put them in like concentration camps. Like, that's not gonna happen. And if it did, I'd be the first person to stop it.
Okay, well, that's
is it just
I'm
being loaded up in a concentration camp, or
but
is it
people are like what I'm trying to say is it could work in all ways. Yeah. And I'm trying to show that I don't really feel that way. I don't feel like we should. Everyone should feel safe. I hope everyone here feels safe. One girl already threatened me. I already felt a little bit unsafe.
I was even threatened, and I don't even understand it.
You're not even a Trump supporter.
I'm just covering from the media.
He's not even a Trump supporter, folks. And
you feel threatened?
I was threatened.
Someone threatened me here.
I was threatened because of my tone, because I'm East Coast. I'm actually from the DC area, and we speak loud. It's just our culture. We're not intending to be oppressive in any way, shape, or form. I voted for Gary Johnson. I am.
But it was like your personal style, East Coast, West Coast.
Yes. So I mean, I understand there's a culture clash, but I'm not trying to oppress anybody or speak over anyone. It's just we speak loud on the East Coast.
It's just you getting in people's faces.
Oh, I'm not even trying to do that.
I meant that was a joke, and that was a poor joke.
Yes, I have been a victim of police brutality on multiple occasions back in the DC, Baltimore, and Greater Maryland area. Absolutely. Like on the East Coast, the racism is alive and well. Racism is so rooted on the East Coast, it is absolutely horrific. One person dies every single day in the city of Baltimore at the hands of law enforcement. We have someone in 2015 died every 8 hours across the nation because of the militarized police state. We see most of that happen in Chicago, Philadelphia, Baltimore, all of these places that supposedly are blue states, but they're really not. It's what? What's the matter?
Dude, Kate! Oh my God, I know her. Hold on. Hey, hold on.
I thought it was something really big.
Is an authoritarian president going to increase incidents of police violence against minorities? How is Trump going to help that problem?
To be honest, I do not have the answer. I voted for Gary Johnson. I personally gave him an interview, and I asked Gary Johnson if he would work with the Color of Law Division in the FBI to stop the criminal activity in law enforcement on a local level, and he agreed. He said he would. And my card was all in for Gary Johnson because he was the only candidate that actually agreed to work with the Color Law Division of the FBI to stop local corruption. I had a former family member that tried to frame me for the death of my wife. She had paranoid schizophrenia and she committed suicide, and it was horrific. I had to witness her first. I was the one that found her. She had shot herself, and you can only imagine what the scene was like. I was blamed for that, and I had to fight for over 1.5 years just to get myself clear from that, even though his own department said that he was crazy and that it was a suicide. And everyone that was back there knew that I loved my wife undyingly. It took me over 1.5 years just to want to even start to live again. That's how distraught and down. And yes, that is absolutely correct. And I will stand behind that statement. They can try to get, if they're listening to this live stream, I've got the evidence to prove it. And I do plan on striking back. So there's a message.
How can you vote for somebody like Gary Johnson that can't name a single world leader?
Well, that's not true. He can name plenty of world leaders.
Moron.
Well, why would you say it's a complete moron?
Because he doesn't know a single world leader. You can't run for president of the free world of the United States if you don't know, if you can't even name a leader, a world leader. He couldn't figure that out.
No, he was saying he didn't know one. He didn't know one that he could name that he could look up to in that moment in time.
Yeah, sure. That's not what that looked like at all. No.
I mean, I think every.
I understand libertarianism is that it's very much concerned with one's own community, and that and minimize of laws and interference of government. In other words, in a straight for a libertarian, it might make sense that they don't, they're not trying to interfere in other countries' affairs, and they don't expect them to interfere.
Yeah, we want to stop war. We don't want war.
And so the idea that he would not be able to name another world leader for whatever reason is a little
if he didn't respect it, okay.
Well, in the context was what world leader would you look up to? And he said that he couldn't think of one in that moment. Not that, I mean, it's a little bit of absurd of an idea to say that no person would know any world leader at all. I mean, we all know Putin, we all know Merkel.
Anyone at all. It wasn't like looked up to anyone at all. He couldn't figure out any world leader of any type. He's just completely clueless about the world. I cannot imagine that somebody like that can even run for president.
Okay, so
I mean it's a free country. Yeah. Any idiot can run, obviously, but that you get actual consideration is just absurd. He's just nuts. This is completely nuts. How do you respond that I'm about education? The 10 least educated states, hey Don, in the country, out of the 10 least educated ones, 9 went for Trump. The 10 most educated ones, according to bachelor's and all those degrees, this is my statistics, they all went for Clinton. What do you say to that? How do you respond to that? How do you explain that pattern?
Well, everyone has their own right to vote for who they choose
I'm talking about education, the educational pattern.
Okay.
Can I ask, are you making some conclusion about supporters of Gary Johnson?
I'm not really asking you, I'm asking him.
I mean, are you saying that I'm uneducated because I voted for Gary Johnson?
I'm not talking about you in person or myself. I'm talking an educational pattern. Why would the 10 most educated states in the country, all 10, be blue and vote for Clinton? And why would the bottom 10 with the least education, 9 of those vote for Trump? It's just a statistic. How do you explain that voting pattern?
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm asking about.
Education in general has no impact
Let him
on.
talk. This is our conversation. He doesn't need your help. Let him talk. He's the guy with the camera. He can handle himself.
I can ask the question too.
I'm sure you can.
I just did.
Go help him out. Why don't you stand over there? Go help him out. You two guys answer my question, please.
Why, sir? You can calm down a little bit. She's not trying to take sides or anything.
You can
but
still answer my question. How do you explain that pattern?
Okay, so as far as the voting pattern goes, based on education, it is reflective to the culture of the areas. And I can tell you, as being...
Culture and education? I don't know. It's just education's education, culture's culture. Don't mix the things up. It's two separate things.
You're right. That the cultures that value education...
Maybe I'll get to talk.
The cultures that value education tend to...
Values, education is education. Stop mixing things up.
So they tend to vote differently. You know?
She can talk.
So people who value education tend to have other values that make them more likely to vote for Clinton. People with less tend to have different values, like they're more likely to vote for Donald Trump. It also has to do with rural people versus cities, because rural people, I'm coming to find out, and I wish I'd known this before, rural people feel left out.
Yes.
All the money goes to the cities.
I grew up in a town of 2,000, okay?
Yeah?
2,000.
Yeah, and this is...
Until I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
I'm rural.
Yeah, and so what I'm understanding is a lot of people in rural areas feel that the money goes to the cities and doesn't go to the rural counties. Was that your experience? That your town felt neglected or ignored, or like nobody gave a fuck about you? You know what I'm saying?
No, I really didn't. I mean, local government obviously affects a lot more than actually what's happening in the White House.
Gotcha.
Way more. You know, so our local government, local taxes. I mean, it all goes around.
All right.
I thought it was fairly fair.
Okay.
Of course,
good.
The cities are bigger. There's more money that goes into the cities. More money flows there, and more influence comes from there.
The cities, and that's
of course.
And I've also heard that a lot of people who just describe that the lesson when it comes to the rural areas, that a lot of them feel disenfranchised, which is one of the reasons why they didn't vote for Clinton, because they see her as establishment. Now, whether you not agree with her on that, okay,
right.
we can set
right. It was just the perspective.
I mean, the Democratic Party does not really represent the working class any longer.
Or the poor.
That's a big problem.
It does. You're right. And I think one thing that's on me is that I didn't realize.
No, they don't.
I don't think anybody
I hadn't realized how little she supported the working party. And that's on me. That's on me.
It's like, the Republicans are great for...
It's like people don't seem to care as much as they should about so many people in small towns and rural communities whose jobs
anyway, guys, good luck to you.
Has left.
Hey.
Manufacturing has
Thank
left.
you.
Yeah, of course.
And these people
they lost their jobs through the NAFTA, so they're not going to be voting for...
And I don't think anybody can bring their jobs back, because automation is taking their jobs away too. Robots, you know.
Yes.
And I, you know, I'm trying a long way to agree with you. Yeah. I think that was a
Strangers.
Good.
It's pretty crazy.
No, that's a good thing.
There's the reason I'm here.
What's that say?
I don't think it's good.
I don't know. Some girl put it on me and gave me a hug.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, I'm gonna go. I've only been standing here for an hour because people won't. I'm gonna try and get out of here. Well, I mean, like walking.
Yeah, I know, but it's good conversation.
Well, I think they've had me trapped here for an hour. And finally, that woman I recognized that I knew for my work, she didn't really want to show it.
Oh, that's okay. Keep telling Frank to take pictures, please. He's not taking enough.
I'm wondering about. Trump talks about he's going to create all these jobs or do something terrific, but we need something a little bit more detailed. Like how specifically?
He's going to destroy the environment. He's going to
he wants to ramp up coal, start mining coal again.
Clinton was for fracking and pipelines too, though.
That's the thing.
And I was against that. I thought look at my my family in North Dakota. How they're being treated with the oil pipeline. Arrested in mass, police brutality. I'm a huge advocate against.
Are you Native American now?
Yes, I am Piscataway or Picatawa, depending on your dialect. There's only 3,000 of us left, and we are out of the southern Chesapeake Bay area of Maryland. Yeah, we're not even recognized. We're not even recognized federally because we're so small.
You have to be a certain size.
We're recognized by the state of Maryland, but even that they don't care. Yeah, it's a total discrimination against the natives back east.
And this is just the weirdest thing is that the police are just. It's like, let what was it, 7 or 8 white guys with guns take over. Maybe it's because of an abandoned, what was it, Malheur, whatever, the wildlife center, whatever was it.
Oh, Oregon.
And they're fine, and your people are standing there, and there's police, and I mean, the situation's a little different because it's an actually active work site.
Right.
Still, it's like,
right. It's their land.
It's like, let white people do what they damn well please. Let brown people try to do anything.
Unfortunately.
Oh my God, we're so scared.
Unfortunately, yes. And I believe that the Native Americans have become forgotten amongst all of the hustle and bustle. Not to say that Muslims or blacks or anyone else of color is being discriminated against. I'm just saying that we've kind of been forgotten about. And I feel like we really haven't spoken up enough. And because of our small population, we are very unfairly misrepresented. So there's a lot of reform that needs to happen on that side as well.
Native Americans gotten the shitty end of the stick ever since white people came to this country.
Yeah.
to use a bad example for open borders, the Pilgrims are a good example to keep them closed. I love joking about that, but I feel like we really have made progress over the years, but now we're kind of in a turning point where the global idea that we got to close the borders up is a necessity. I don't agree with that. I think that we need to continue because our country was built upon immigrants coming in and with their innovations from Germany, from Italy, France, Britain, all over the place.
There's some cops coming.
I would only hope that nothing violent or anything of that nature has happened here. Unless they're just, doing their typical, let's have a presence thing.
But it was interesting, that guy who was standing here yelling.
Yes.
When I asked him seriously, I'm a mediator, I know how to do this. When I asked him seriously and genuinely, here's what I understand, tell me about your experience growing up in a small town. Did you feel marginalized? His tone changed.
Yes.
He got quiet. He was talking. He wasn't yelling.
Right.
He was talking.
Yeah, I was a little confused. I felt a little oppressed by him, to be honest.
I think he confused you with a Trump supporter.
And I'm not. And I openly said that I voted for Gary Johnson, which I think everyone can agree Gary Johnson is not racist. Like, he never discriminated against racists. He would have never done an interview with me if he was racist. I never interviewed Trump.
but still, I know. It's not like he says, extreme vetting for all Muslims or keep them out or deport, 11 million illegal immigrants or undocumented people. Although it's hard to see how he could practically do that in a practical sense. But on the other hand, maybe he could. Maybe he could start. And that's seriously bad news. So, what newspaper are you with?
badge keeps getting hidden. A Liberty Chronicle independent. So either go to libertychronicle.net or facebook.com/Liberty Chronicle. We are totally independent. You know, we don't have no bank funding. We can say whatever we feel like, and we just cover the news as it is. Which is why I'm here, because I wanted to cover and show the world that people can be together and not have violent outcomes. Because a lot of the media right now is trying to paint Seattle as violent. They are trying to say that, oh, well, they're having riots, and you know they're you know, extremists, they're Marxists, you know, communists, whatever. You know, so there's a lot of negative energy that's coming out of Seattle, and you know, considering how many states voted Trump, I want to show the world that, hey, you know, I can come out here as a native and speak my mind freely as a third party voter. And that I'm not going to be jumped. I'm not going to be attacked for my vote.
Except for him a little bit. But
yeah,
still,
unfortunately, yes.
And a whole bunch of people stood and listened to the Trumps. Well, that's true. Yeah. I would have felt intimidated by the way he was talking to me, but he didn't. Yeah, he didn't attack. He didn't threaten me physically.
Yeah.
And a bunch of us stood and we listened to the Trump supporter. Yeah. And I still admire the hell out of him for standing there. And as much as his vote might be abhorrent to me, I listened, and he spoke, and he talked, and he was intimidated, but he, you know. Yeah.
And I can personally vouch, he is not racist in any shape or form. I consider him a best friend out here, and a lot of our circle of friends, South Korean, Pakistani, German, Italian. I mean, we are a very diverse group, and we're all fighting for civil rights. We're all fighting against corruption. We're all fighting the big banks. Like, we don't like those people. We want them gone. We want them out of politics. We want them out of our lives because they're oppressing us. All of us, of any color, of any nationality. Poverty knows no race. Poverty does not discriminate. It hurts all. And the fact that we've got so much discrimination against people that are in poverty in general, which is the majority of the country at this point. The 1% is so, like, it's not even the 1% anymore. It's like the 0.00001%. Like, the scale has just been tipped so bad. And that was another reason why earlier I was talking about the Bernie Sanders with the debt forgiveness of the student loan program. That debt was false to begin with. It was all fraud to begin with. So why not just cancel it out? You know, don't give those banks the money that they don't deserve.
Well,
they just
what part you mean to the for-profit universities or in general?
I mean in general. The education system in America has taken advantage of being able to take as much money as they want without accountability. And they're not investing it in the teachers. They're not investing it into the schools. You're seeing it on the high end, like the super, what do they call
the super?
Yeah. Those are the ones that are taking the money. They're not trickling it down to the teachers and to the students and to the classrooms. And that is aggravating. That is so wrong.
And plus, student loan debt cannot be forgiven.
And that's wrong too, because bankruptcy will solve everything for anyone except for student loan debt. And that's the most oppressive debt we have in this country. And millennials are screwed. They are screwed if we don't do something about that. So, you know, as a libertarian, they're like, well, why do you believe that? Because it was false debt to begin with. It's not like we went out and spent $1,000 of our money on, like, playing, you know, I don't know, like trading cards or something. We were trying to get an education. You know, and they gave us no other option. We didn't just waste money willingly. We were trapped. We were trapped in that. So, you know, I consider myself pragmatic, so it's a little bit different from a traditional libertarian. You know, like most the anarchist libertarians are like, oh, privatize the roads, take away Social Security. I'm more like, no, let's reform everything and make it actually work, because at one point it did, and you know, we just strayed so far from everything that we have to just pragmatically take the system apart, because we didn't get this way. It took 100+ years.
So you're a socialist libertarian.
Well, I actually joked with a friend. I said I'm a minarchist, neoliberal, pragmatic libertarian.
I gotta go, man. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. What was your name?
Louise.
Louise, I'm David. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
I didn't know you were outright libertarian. I appreciate hearing your views.
Yeah, and again, it's from a pragmatic approach. I'm realistic. You know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, small government, help the people out, and make everyone be able to prosper.
Right, and I don't agree with you, but I can stand here and listen to you.
Oh, and I appreciate that.
How hard is it?
Yeah. Well, yes, so thank you also as well. What was your name?
Brian.
Brian, thank you, Brian, so much. I'm David.
David.
So this will be on libertychronicle.net, or it's live streaming right now to the Facebook page, so Liberty Chronicle Independent.
Okay.
So feel free to watch later if you want to. You know, I think it's been very educational here today. I'm going to try to get some more video like Avery was saying.
I was really interested in what Avery had to say because, like, to me, you know, I mean, it's in being in Seattle, you're in this total liberal bubble.
Yes, yes.
And you don't see the Trump supporters. You don't see that there's such a wide swath of people.
Yeah, and they're not out here.
And they're
not out here. Avery is. I think Avery might be the only one. Well, no, we did see one other, but you know, Avery's the only one that actually took the time to talk to people.
But yeah, he's totally. I was flabbergasted with the number of people that voted for Trump.
That's true.
And so I was really interested to see what it is they have to say, like why it's worth the gamble and why it's okay for him to have said the things that he said and just put him in office anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's such a huge gamble to me, and it's such a huge blow to so many people. Like so many people feel just really hurt and insulted by that.
Oh, absolutely, myself included. You know, I would have loved to have Jill Stein or Gary, you know, or anybody but either one of those two.
So it's interesting to me to hear a perspective. It's like, well, I mean, it's more than just that. Like, okay, is it worth it though?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you so much again, and I'm going to go around here and you know, be safe. And hopefully we can all continue to work together to try to get this madness sorted out.
Okay, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You taking pictures?
I've taken a few.
Take hundreds.
Okay.
I'm serious.
There's people giving speeches over there.
Where at? Show me.
Over here.
I think that like. And again, this has been a very informative and educational experience. I don't expect everyone that's watching the feed to watch the whole thing from the start, but to recap, there's been a lot of good discussion, no violence, and everyone is just speaking their mind. They're discussing what's going on here. Which crowd? Looks like they have a parade going with the signs over there. Let's see if we can interact a little bit with them.
There's somebody there with a megaphone floor.
Okay.
She's talking about creating a coalition against Trump.
Oh, so you can want to look at real quick?
Sure.
Okay. So I got Frank with me, and Frank's been taking photos with me as well and covering up what's going on. Obviously, I've been planted in one spot, so I haven't had a chance to really mingle. Frank, can you tell us what you've seen so far today in your experience and view?
Well, I think for the most part, most of the people here are pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I actually, one of the first pictures I took was of a few girls who were standing with signs that were saying, increase the peace, which, I mean, I'm on board with that. You know, the reason that I voted for Trump was because he's going to end the wars.
Correct.
So I'm glad that these people also support peace. Hey, feel free to stick with us if you want.
Yeah, sure.
And, you know, and there are also a few signs that are a little bit more militant.
Yeah.
You know, there's...
I'm going to get a shot of this real quick.
Okay.
Well, it looks like they are moving. They're taking the protest to the street. We will be following with them and keep covering the events. And I would only hope that everyone continues to stay with the way that they're doing things. This has been a very peaceful event, and I'm very proud of the people in Seattle for this gathering. And it's a wonderful event. I truly believe that we're making progress here today. We got the "Not My President" signs.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get a...
Love rules. I think everybody can agree with that.
Absolutely.
since the fake media isn't here, the alternative independent media is. Believe me, there's a reason why I started it. I hate mainstream media. So, there's my press pass. Liberty Chronicle Independent. Not my president.
We shall overcome.
Yes, we shall. We shall overcome.
So if I could be on camera real quick.
Yes, so go ahead. Continue, Frank,
so
please.
the only...
Thank you. Thank you. Got a rose. There it is. As you were saying, Frank?
So yeah, the only really militant sign that I've seen was, you know, a lot of the signs are, you know, saying, you know, love trumps hate, you know, love will win. There's some guy who had a sign that was saying something along the lines of, you know, it was written out, love, you know, will defeat hate, but you know, love was crossed out and replaced with action, which sounds a little bit more.
Ooh, that's a little aggressive. Yeah.
Did you see the person with the sign that was like, we have to, well,
big puddle.
The inauguration must be stopped?
I did not see that one.
That guy was saying like violent act. Like I was like, oh, what do you mean? And I didn't approach him with the hat, and he was like, well, and then he got suspicious, and he's like, well, you are my enemy, and I must not share tactics with my enemy. And I'm like, buddy, I think you missed the point of the rally.
Right. Yeah, it's supposed to be about love, unity,
Exactly.
working together, and that's what I'm trying to show the world here. That we are being very peaceful. And that we're not having any issues. Everybody's respecting each other. And I do not foresee any escalation of anything further. I really hope that no escalation happens. So as you can see, we are following along with the crowd. We will keep this stream going, and we will keep walking, and we will continue to show the world that we are united, walking together, and that we cannot be stopped. That peace and prosperity will be achieved in this country, one way, shape, or form.
And, you know, something that I've really seen here, it's a lot different from what, do you want to put me on camera?
Yes.
All right, yeah, it's a lot, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's a lot different from what, like I was listening to NPR the day after the election, and they were covering the protest. And I mean, they were quoting this guy who was basically saying, you know, that he was pissed off at his friends who voted for Trump. You know, basically, he's mad at his friends because they didn't vote the way he did, which, I mean, that on its own, like, you know, for people living in a republic, I mean, that's not healthy if we want to remain a republic, to promote that sort of attitude.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, what I've seen here is the complete opposite of that. You know, there's people, they're quite happy to engage with us. You know, a lot of people have given Avery hugs, even though he's wearing a Trump shirt.
Yeah.
And, you know, and a lot of these people, you know, I mean, most of them are very articulate and can say what they want to say. And the funny thing is, the guy they were quoting on NPR, I mean, he was completely inarticulate, couldn't even get out a complete sentence without fumbling over his words. But I think they quoted him because what he was saying was something that was incendiary, and I think that you know, I think that NPR really wants to incite the left and get them to hate Trump supporters, even though, you know, the actual people that are here, hole in the way, I think the actual people here, what they're about is the complete opposite of that. They really want to show that they care about other people and embrace them, and this is actually helping me, you know, to feel a lot more safe, honestly.
I feel a lot safer now as well.
Yeah, because, I mean, I was actually scared that there was going to be this big backlash from the left, and I've been bullied by SJWs, you know, so it's not pleasant to go through that, and I was afraid of seeing more of that, you know, seeing more of being ostracized by, you know, friends with left-wing political views because they hate me because I voted for Trump.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, after seeing this, you know, I realized that a lot of the people here, sure, that they hate Trump, but they really do want to bring people together and be more united, even with the people that they disagree with who voted for Trump.
Right. Now, do we know where Avery is? I wonder if he's still back there.
Well, that's a good point.
I can't exactly call him because I'm live streaming.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how far they plan on marching, but we will continue to walk along with them. What area is this again, Lance? Frank, excuse me?
We're on Broadway right now.
We're on Broadway. Okay, so this is downtown Seattle. We are walking along Broadway. I know that we have a college next to us here.
I believe this is Seattle University.
Seattle University beside of us. For those that are watching globally, worldwide. We want to thank all of you for tuning in and for supporting this peaceful event, and I can only hope.
Seattle Community College.
Oh, thank you, Seattle Community College.
Thanks.
I'm not from here, I'm from DC. So everyone is definitely making quite a statement. I'm very proud at how peaceful everything has been, and I think that we will continue to work like this. And if the protests continue in this fashion, they will truly leave a mark on history to show that this is a community that is not of violence, but of resolving things by coming together. So again, we are walking along with the protesters here in the heart of Seattle. You don't have a cell phone on you, do you?
I do, but I haven't been able to get through to Avery.
Okay. You have his phone number, right?
I can try calling it.
Okay.
It wouldn't go through before.
Because I don't want Avery to be by himself.
Okay. No, it says rejected.
Interesting. And the crowd is just huge behind us, in front of us. We're kind of like stuck in the middle. But we will keep marching. We will keep covering this story. I ask that you please like, share the video to get the message out there. This is a live stream of the protests in Seattle.
In fact, if anyone on there, if you happen to be friends with Avery, could you give him a call and let him know that we went with the march?
Yeah, if anyone is friends with Avery Hufford and that's watching this live stream, please message him to let him know to tune in to see where we're at, because we are walking right now along with the protesters. They actually seem to be picking up a pretty decent speed here. I think that we're the ones that are walking slow, but I don't feel like running in dress shoes.
I don't either.
So I will say that overall, and I do stress this, that it has been peaceful. There was a good bit of aggression towards Avery there for a minute, myself included, which I thought was very confusing, considering I am a Piscataway Native American. I was real confused as to why people were aggressing towards me for just being a journalist, but that was a very select few, not to represent the group as a whole. So again, a couple bad apples do not represent an entire group of people. And this just keeps going and going and going. Frank, do you know if they had in the Stranger, if they had like a plan that was already written out saying they were going to go walk through Seattle? Like I was under the assumption that the protest gathering was going to be just in that area.
I don't read the Stranger, but I mean, I've been at these types of protests before, and they usually do turn into marches.
Okay.
I think the last one.
Well, I mean, you can also see that, you know, people are being very respectful of the traffic. Nobody's in the streets. Everyone's staying to the sidewalk. We're not trying to cause any type of disruption. You know, a lot of positive. It looks like we're starting to catch up a little bit with everybody, which is a good thing. A little congestion up here. Let's see what's going on. See, part of the problem is when you're live streaming from your own personal device, you can't share anything or you can't communicate with everybody. I almost need 2 phones. I'm gonna say, let's go ahead. Trying to let a car get through before we cross. Yes. I do not, and I'm with the press, and I'm trying to figure it out myself. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of breaks in the crowd. I would blame that upon the crosswalks. Hopefully someone will be nice enough to edit this for us and cut out the conversations, because I'm not going to feel like sitting and editing 2.5 hours worth of video, that's for sure. But I'm glad that we were able to do this live stream. In a way, it was both a form of protection, and it's, well, obviously a form of education. You know, it's all about the conversation. It's all about everything of that nature. Now let's see if we can, oh well, he's blocked in now because of the traffic on this side, so let's just cross. So a lot of follow the leader here at the minute, marching towards whatever it is, the final, I would assume, gathering place tonight. Well, while we're walking, Frank, any other comments you'd like to make about what you've seen today? Interactions in general?
Well, I haven't really seen much that, you know, looks hostile. I mean, the worst was, I mean, there were a couple girls who were, I saw arguing with Avery at one point, who were pretty militant, but other than that, and, you know, again, you know, a couple signs from people who seemed a little bit, you know, extreme. You know, the one saying that you need action, not love. It's gonna fight back against, you know, Donald Trump. You know, the other guy who's here, actually, is right behind us. You know, he's got the Trump hat.
That was
good
timing. You got right back here.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
I'm lucky. I'm really lucky tonight.
Well, you know, hey, this is being live streamed live. I mean, this is being watched across the globe on Liberty Chronicle Independent right now.
I saw an ad for you guys.
Oh, excellent. Well, hey, you know, it is what it is. I can't help that I'm global at this point, but, you know, that's nice to hear, regardless.
Globalist or just global?
No. I'm not a globalist. I'm saying that the news agency. Yeah. No. We usually get we get messages from Germany and everywhere. Yeah.
I like that. I'm just wondering, like, how long people are planning on protesting, like every night for until the inauguration or past it. I don't know. I'm sure someone's going to get paid.
Well, my own theory is that the protests will continue until some type of statement comes from up above, like whether it's the Democratic Party or the Republicans or something of that nature. Someone
don't follow the Democrats.
Well, something's got to happen where somebody says, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to organize and put our energy towards this, because as of right now, the protest seems basically just angry about the election results.
Yeah.
And the energy needs to be channeled into
an actual plan to do anything.
Yes, there needs to be a more clear plan.
Michael Moore actually does have a plan. That's that true. He's I saw it on Facebook today.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Moore's a good guy. Some great movies he's made. Also, some really bad movies.
I would agree with that.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, that's very true.
I try to see the good.
So, in general, would you like to give your 2 cents? What's your name?
Forrest Taylor.
Forrest Taylor. Well, I'm David Malachar, Liberty Chronicle Independent. In general, what's your feelings about today? Like, what have you seen, observed, how you've been treated, et cetera, et cetera?
Things have been going really well. I've had a bunch of really good conversations with people. I came out here to basically reassure people that this is not a nightmare scenario.
Right.
From like my Facebook feed and just from like the protests, I think there are people who believe like half the country are a bunch of racists who just elected a fascist.
Yeah,
it's just not so.
You would think it was the end of the world right now online.
Exactly. And I'm just here to represent, I think, an average Trump supporter who says, like, we are not hateful bigots. We aren't here to like kill. I mean, the rhetoric I've seen from some people is remarkable. And of course, both. The Trump's rhetoric is remarkable as well, and I don't want to dismiss people's valid hate or
No, absolutely. Absolutely. The valid concerns are valid. I mean, it is what it is. So, from your personal standpoint, what are like some of your own personal views to help reassure others that Trump supporters are they're not racist. They're not bigoted. They want equality.
I do think we might want
let's stop on this one.
I don't want to dismiss concerns. There are some deplorables.
Of course.
In the Trump world, just as I mean, there are in any group of people.
Right.
But I think it's very like you can just ask people what they're concerned about, and to their credit, some journalists are doing this. And anyway, I think the best way and the best thing I've been doing is just debunking like things that are obviously false, like things that are just made up. Like I've seen the most incredible stories. People claiming like Trump is going to make all Muslims wear badges. Or electroshock gay people.
Yeah,
and they're not based in any reality whatsoever.
It's just a fear tactics.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of like I mean, this has been such a nasty election. I think those are just still stretching on until today. Those same fear tactics.
Right.
So I think as people notice that the streets aren't swarmed with like stormtroopers,
correct,
they'll realize, oh, maybe I was wrong about just this, like I was wrong about everything else. You know. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and I'm just hoping to come out here and saying, look, I'm queer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I've been a victim of a hate crime. I don't understand everyone's oppression, but I know what it is to be oppressed in some way.
Absolutely. I mean, your orientation is definitely something that comes under oppression in certain areas, even to this day. Myself, as a Native American, I face certain oppression that, you know, like, you go through oppression I don't understand, and I go through oppression you don't understand.
Absolutely not.
You know?
Yeah, no, and one thing that I have noticed, and this is kind of a side topic, but there's like one of these rallies, one of them at least, was organized by a group called the Coalition of Anti-Racist Whites. Like, that's their name. And it's really weird. Like, I think right now, for those people who consider themselves anti-racist, like, white people should not be taking the forefront of this sort of movement, you know?
Let's take a look up here. Looks like something is developing. I'm not sure. I think people are in the middle of the street.
If that's the case, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, if, you know, obviously...
Great to talk to you. Liberty what? Chronicle?
Liberty Chronicle Independent. Find us on Facebook. All you gotta do is type that in, and you'll see us. So be safe, my friend. Thank you so much for talking with us. Oh, okay. Yeah, am I wrong? Does it appear like people are blocking the street up there?
It looked like people were getting in the street, but it looks like there's an ambulance. I hope, you know...
I really hope nothing violent happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking. This is live. We are downtown Seattle. This is on the corner of Bourne Avenue, and we are trying to figure out what's going on up here. We need to cross the street to really get a good view. We can't see just yet.
I do see see a cop car.
Yeah, there's ambulance, cop cars. There is it seems like to be something going on, and finally the light changes, and we're able to get across the street here.
Okay, just saw a couple people from the protest coming back this way.
Yeah, so we will move in closer, and we will stay at a reasonable distance. We're not trying to interfere with any interactions with law enforcement. We're not trying to cause a scene. We're just here to cover the story. This is a critical moment in history of this country, the United States of America. The whole ordeal today was to be peaceful. We had Avery Hufford that came out, and he was wearing a Trump shirt, and he had a sign that said free hugs. The whole idea was to have unity. The whole idea is to have peace. There was a lot of people that agreed with that. Like I said, there are a couple few bad apples that were very aggressive towards Avery, including myself. I find it very ironic that people supposedly that want to fight for minorities were yelling at a Piscataway Native American. I don't get that, but whatever, you know, life goes on. Some people are just like that. So as we continue to walk down here, what street are we on, Frank?
I don't know.
I forget the street as well. Queer youth. But it does seem like we're like in the back end of the protest line.
I see a lot of cars stopped.
And again, for those of you who are tuning in just now, we are walking along with the protesters from the earlier rally. And it seems like they have really beaten us down the block here. You guys haven't seen me yet, so hello. You know, they gave me a flower, so I'm wearing the flower.
I got one too.
Yep, Frank got one as well. Actually kind of wondering if they cut, you know, down the street in a different direction or not. We seem to kind of lost track of where everybody was. I suppose we can just follow the flashing lights.
Yeah, it looks like there's a crowd up there and they might be blocking the street.
I wonder if they're marching in the street. Let's try to walk a little bit faster to catch up.
Yeah.
What do you think, Frank? Can you see? Does it look like they're actually blocking the street and that the cops are escorting them?
Yeah, it kind of does, and I see the police cars kind of slowly pushing forward. I think traffic's moving a little bit behind it.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh my goodness, they are in the street. And here we are. We gotta obey the traffic laws. We gotta wait until this turns. Well, they closed this road off here, but I'm gonna assume that was not related, but for construction instead.
Yeah, it looks like there's some cranes.
So yeah, this is pretty unique. I can't say I've ever personally witnessed a police escort behind a crowd in the middle of the street. You know, Frank and I are walking fast. We're trying to catch up with it, but they're so far ahead of us. This is a very historic and amazing turn of events. Please share this live stream with everyone. Let them see what's happening right now in the heart of Seattle. Holy cow. We are running at this point, trying to catch up. You can still cross. We're getting closer. Bear with us. Again, thank you for those who are tuning in to libertychronicle.net. Wow, what a sight to see. This is incredible. Wow. And you can hear them. You can hear them speaking. Please be sharing this live stream, everyone. Liberty Chronicle, Independent. Show the world what's happening right now. What are they chanting, Frank? I can't make it out.
I can't hear it either.
But look at this. Look at this. These people are amassed in the middle of the street with a police escort behind them. I want to give props to law enforcement. They are not being aggressive at all. I'm actually kind of shocked that this much tolerance is coming out of the police. Yeah, this is amazing. And again, we have to obey traffic laws. We're waiting for the light to turn. I mean, one could say it's a catch-22. The traffic laws aren't being obeyed up there, but hey, they're protesting, you know, so it's all good. There we go. Now we can catch up again.
It's not a riot, that's a protest.
I can attest that this journalist right here has not been in the street at all. So, you know, just to get that out there. And I got the video evidence as proof. But yeah, this is a police escort of the protesters from earlier today. Now I might sound a little winded because I've been basically running for blocks to catch up with everyone, and they still seem to be ahead of us. What is this area called again, Frank? This little spot?
Westlake.
Westlake, that's right. So we are in Westlake in Seattle, continuing to walk with everyone. And again, there is an escort of law enforcement, and I want to give credit to law enforcement for being very civil. They are not aggressing towards the protesters at all. So I will give credit to law enforcement where it's due.
And the protesters are being peaceful other than blocking traffic.
Correct. And I still don't like jaywalking, you know, while there's cops beside of us, for sure.
Right.
And now we see a massive brigade of cyclists that are coming in, and we will see how this pans out.
Okay.
That's a little concerning there. I will admit that. They are becoming more and more vocal.
I still can't hear what they're saying.
Yeah, I can't make out what the actual chant is yet either. We'll continue to work our way closer. Here is the law enforcement that is just joined the protest to, my guess, to have a decent presence of order, keep things on a reasonable level. I was not expecting this to be brought until the streets. This is a very historic moment that we're in the middle of right now. And as you can see, law enforcement is not aggressing at all. I want to give credit to law enforcement. They're doing an excellent job, and they were continuing to just go behind the protesters. So it's good for the world to see both sides of the spectrum. We've reached the back end of the protesters now.
And the light's still red.
Yeah, light's still red. We've been obeying all traffic laws the entire time that we've been live streaming. I wish that light would turn so that we don't have to run another block.
All right.
There we go. Now we can catch up a little bit.
Another cop car pulling in over there.
It looks like the cyclists are going down the street there. They're not continuing to follow. Hey! Hey! So now we are caught back up with the protests. I can't make it out. What are they saying? Does anybody know what they're saying? I can't hear it from back here.
Hey, ho, misogyny has got to go.
Oh! No. Well, I mean, they're not wrong. So this is the chant that we heard online from the other protest videos over the last couple of days of hey, hey, ho, ho, misogyny has got to go.
And we can hear them clearly now.
Yeah, now we can hear.
Misogyny has got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Misogyny has got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho.
Look at this, everyone. This is incredible. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Misogyny has got to go. Looks like there's a police presence up here in the front. Let me clean off my camera real quick. Oh, here comes the democracy chant. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. I would love to hear a chant down with the two-party system, down with the two-party system, or something of that nature. Because that's the true oppression that we're facing is the two-party system.
Yeah, well, that and the Federal Reserve.
I'm a little conflicted. I don't know how to get across the street here. Legally, at least. Oh, let's cross. Let's cross. Run. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. And again, we will obey all traffic laws. All traffic laws will be obeyed by this organization. And again, all representatives of Liberty Chronicle Independent are independent. And that is one of the beauties of the Liberty Chronicle Independent, that anyone is able to speak their mind and become an investigative journalist of some kind. So we encourage all of you that are watching to reach out to the Liberty Chronicle. If you would like to become a contributor, we encourage all people to contribute.
Love, I think.
Oh, okay, this is love. I want to hear "fuck the two-party system."
Yeah.
Fuck the two-party system. And now they're chanting Black Lives Matter, which they do. We're not arguing that. Yeah. We just don't like the way some of the organization has handled things.
Yeah.
But it, you know, from a personal perspective, let me tell you about Black Lives Matter. Okay, it was not intended to be national on the scale that it became. Black Lives Matter was addressing the Freddie Gray situation and the Baltimore corrupt law enforcement situation. So I can't really support a global BLM movement because they've lost some focus. Again, I've said in the past that law enforcement in Washington is not anywhere corrupt in the same sense that East Coast is. And we need to understand that that organization should have stayed where it was intended to stay, on the East Coast. So if these guys are supporting the East Coast movement, they have my encouragement. But if they're trying to say that it belongs here and originated here, that's not correct. What about Native lives? What about Native Americans? What about Native lives?
Or anybody's life.
Exactly. All life.
Yeah.
Love Trump's hate. Interesting.
Well, it's the whole theme of the protest.
Love Trump's hate. And again, I'm giving all the credit in the world to law enforcement. They're being extremely tolerant. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
I am very impressed with law enforcement tonight.
Yeah. And technically, at this point, they would be within their authority if they wanted to make arrests, but they're...
That is correct. By the law, they are allowed to arrest people that are in the street, but they're being very tolerant. So congratulations to the law enforcement being very peaceful, very respectful of the protesters.
Let me get a picture of the cops right here.
Yeah, absolutely. They are doing a tremendous job, and they should be... Thank you for your service. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
Excuse me.
What a sight to see. Yeah, please take many pictures, Frank, of everything. Let's see, we are on 2nd and University right now. And again, just to stress the fact that we have stayed to the sidewalk, we are not in the street. We are obeying all traffic laws. My body, my choice, her body, her choice. Obviously talking about being pro-choice. There has been fears and concerns about Roe versus Wade being overturned. Personally, I do not think that could ever happen. I doubt that the Supreme Court would overturn Roe versus Wade anytime soon. Would you not agree to an extent to that, Frank? That they couldn't overturn Roe versus Wade very quickly?
Probably not. I mean, if they haven't overturned it for 40 years, they're probably not going to be able to.
Yeah, I would say that the overturn of Roe versus Wade is not going to happen. There are certain civil liberties that we have obtained over the last 100 years that will not be dissolved. I truly believe that gay marriage will not be, removed. They cannot just ignore the voices of the people and their concerns. I think I might have to wipe my camera again, so bear with me. This is Seattle after all. There is the Seattle drizzle that we're facing. Okay, so now we can legally cross the road here. Allow the police to go first. And then we'll go around them. And right now we are walking up University. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere is the sign that I'm looking at right now.
Let me see if I can get a picture of that one.
Now, Frank, I'm just being observant here, but look behind us at that van. Is that not a mass detention vehicle?
The bus there?
Yeah, is that a detention vehicle?
It might be. I assumed it was just carrying extra cops, in case things get out of control.
And I would hope that that things stay peaceful. Everything seems like it's going to continue to be that way. Tell me what democracy looks like.
From a distance, I don't know if we got a very good shot. Though.
All good.
All right.
Hurry up. Did we have to go back up a hill? I'm exhausted. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. And this is going uphill. I'm rather tired. Can we get a fuck the two-party system chant?
Yeah, it'd be nice. There's also a guy behind us who's got like a black bandana on.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at him for a minute. So he's got white sneakers, black jeans, black hoodie with a black bandana. There he is right there. This officer may even say something to him. And now they are sitting. They are sitting in the middle of the street. Thank you for your service. You're doing very well. And you can see that law enforcement is respecting their decision to sit here. They're chanting, "Whose streets are streets?" Yes, please take those pictures. What's that?
If you want to do the fuck the two-party chant, then fucking do it.
Okay.
Like, that's how this was started by a 13-year-old girl.
Say that again?
Like, this was started by 13-year-old girls.
Wow. Very impressive. Very impressive. That's awesome, a 13-year-old.
Start a chant if you want to fucking
Okay. Fuck the two-party system. 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 Fuck the two-party system.
Keep chanting.
I need to give my voice a break.
Okay. I was meant to take a picture.
United will never be divided. So in an ironic turn of events, I am actually finally at the front of the protest. United, people united will never be divided. And we are being very respectful of law enforcement, as law enforcement is being very respectful for us. I cannot stress how proud I am of our local law enforcement. They are doing a tremendously good job. Thank you. Thank you. The people united will never be divided. You know, as a guy who's come from the mean streets of the East Coast, I can honestly say... Oh, hang on. Wait right here.
Okay.
It would appear that they are blocking traffic to allow the protesters to continue, which is very admirable, and I give them all the credit in the world for allowing this. But as a guy that comes from the mean streets of the East Coast, I can tell you, I always felt at danger around law enforcement, but out here I feel very, very safe. I want to commend them so much for what a wonderful job they're doing and allowing the protesters to continue to walk. And now the rain is starting to pick up again. I may need to close this broadcast. I don't want my phone to get ruined. But I will keep this broadcast going for as long as I possibly can. I don't know how much further this is going to go. We are now experiencing some heavier rainfall. It's not a good thing. Now they're saying, not my president. And the crosswalk is now good, so we can walk. And again, we are obeying traffic laws. We are not jaywalking. At least I'm not. Yeah, I am not jaywalking at all. This is a definite part of history. And I've got, again, I might sound like I'm a broken record here, but I can't give enough credit to the law enforcement for a wonderful, wonderful job that they're doing. Because if this was back in Baltimore, there would have been mass arrests, people would have been abused. So thank you, Seattle Police Department, for everything you're doing. I wish we had an umbrella right now. You can see the traffic is really starting to get backed up though. They may want to keep walking at this point to stop the traffic from getting too congested.
And right now they're someone's talking through a megaphone, some lady, and she just said that there's no real left in this country, and she just made a reference to Neville Chamberlain, which sounds to me like she's angry that the left isn't being militant enough in fighting back against Trump.
Let's step over here underneath the so we're not getting rained on.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that I got my microphone and everything okay. Yeah, everything's fine. Maybe when the light turns across the street, we'll go across and try to get an idea of what they're actually saying. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the light. So let's go ahead and walk across. Traffic is really starting to get backed up at this point. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously. I have never felt more safe. I'm serious. In an environment of this much tension. I've never felt so safe.
Yeah, protests in Seattle tend not to get too bad. I mean, there was double TO protests.
Again, if this was like Baltimore, it would have been a much different story. And I'm very proud of all participants for being civil on all sides.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take some more photos of everything going on.
Okay.
That one.
All right.
I can honestly say I believe that the Liberty Chronicle and Independent is the only one that has covered this event from the very start and to now. So for those of you who appreciate this constant live stream and updates of events, please like this page, follow us for future updates, and to share and like the video to help us gain exposure. That is libertychronicle.net is our main website, and the Facebook page is facebook.com/libertychronicle. We are completely independent. We have no financial backing from the bankers or big corporate interests. We are totally independent journalists. And all of this is provided by the support of people like you. So if you wish to donate at all, you feel free to contact the page to help us and support us and being able to continue to do what we do. And if you want to get involved with the Liberty Chronicle, feel free to send a message to the Facebook page to let us know that you would like to write, contribute any type of articles. Again, everything that the Liberty Chronicle Independent does is totally independent. We have no corporate financial backing. We do this all because of getting the media out there in an honest fashion to show real news without a bias. Our tagline, real news, no agenda. And unfortunately, we cannot hear what they're saying. I do not want to go in the middle of the street in order to hear better because I want to obey the traffic laws. So we'll just wait here and see what happens. They really should have got a better megaphone if they wanted to talk.
The bottom of the floor.
Let's see. Well, what street are we on? We are on Union and 4th, at the corner of Union and 4th, here in downtown Seattle. I had Avery call me, but I can't pick up. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we do not exactly hear what they're saying. It's a little difficult to understand, but we will continue to cover this event. This is your non-stop coverage of the peaceful protest that has occurred here in Seattle today. Now they're saying love trumps hate again. And it looks like we're going to continue to move as I try to plug in my my extended life battery charger. Yeah, let's go ahead and start walking. There seems to be a little bit of confusion here. Some people are going, some people are staying. Are we marching or are we not marching? Can we get some answers, guys? I'm a little confused. Everybody was starting to walk, and now they're walking back. And again, this is on Union Street and 4th Avenue here in Seattle. And again, law enforcement doing a wonderful job. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic job. Thankfully, the rain let up a little bit, so now I don't have to worry about the phone getting destroyed. Traffic is really starting to get backed up on all sides at this point. I actually kind of hope that they do start marching again soon, just for the fact of safety for everyone involved. Oh, I thought this battery had a full charge. It doesn't. Oh, thank you, sir. We refuse to accept fascist America. Rise up, get into the streets, unite with people everywhere to build up resistance in every way you can. Don't stop. Don't what's that word? Conciliate. Don't accommodate. Don't conciliate. Accommodate, and don't collaborate. There's a shot of it here on the website at the bottom. Revcom.us.
Revcon.us. Revcon. I think that might be the
Revolution and Communists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you do me a huge favor and fold mine up? I'm gonna stick it in my pocket.
All right.
And my hands are like so full right now.
Yeah.
Because I still gotta plug in this battery charger.
Okay.
And again, apparently this was organized originally by a 13-year-old.
I kind of ripped your...
Oh, it don't matter. You got one, so I can take a picture of it later.
All right. Here.
Are they screaming City Hall?
Yep.
I wonder if they're going to take this to City Hall.
Yeah, probably.
Again, I am kind of hoping that they do move forward from this location. It is starting to back up traffic a significant amount. For the safety of everyone, I hope that this continues to move forward. Yes, please. Yeah, please, let's continue to move things forward. Okay, are we finally moving? Are we moving? We're moving. Okay, good. So now we are moving down, we're going down 4th Avenue. And I still got battery power, so I will stay with you folks live until I don't have any juice left. It is currently 5:54 p.m. on Pacific Standard Time. It's getting a little bit darker, obviously. So it might be a little bit harder to see, but the march continues.
Democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show us what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
How's it feel to be part of history, Frank? In one way, shape, or form.
Well, it's covering people that are protesting against Trump, and we're doing our part, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm here to cover it as fairly as possible and as unbiased as possible. I was giving credit to the law enforcement for being very, very, very tolerant. As you can see that they continue to move up and they continue to make sure that all parties involved are safe. I want to thank them again. And it looks like we're going to be turning down, let's see what street this is. Pike Street?
This is Pike.
Pike Street. Oh, this is Pike Street. Well, Frank, move over. Okay. I don't want to get in their way. So here is the front of the line. I'm going to stop for just a minute so that way you can see how far this wraps around. So this is the line. Again, you just saw the front of the line and it's continuing. They are saying, tell us what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. And again, you are watching live with the Liberty Chronicle Independent. This has been a non-stop feed since the beginning of today at the gathering at 3:30. So I would estimate there's about, what, 200 people here at least? What would you say, Frank? About 200 people here at least?
That seems realistic.
Yeah. And again, the entire focus of this specific protest was about love, about unity, about working together. Now, as we saw from the earlier parts of the live stream, there were some people that did not agree with that. We saw some aggression towards a few Trump supporters that were trying to build bridges with signs that said free hugs. Notably Avery Hufford, thank you for coming out here and speaking your part. We will try to have a summary video made of the event tonight and publish an article for you tomorrow. Again, we will continue our coverage until battery power dies. It's just going to keep going. Quick. I'm sorry. Not my president. 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 All right, that looks like the end of that. Not my president. Not my president. And we are now up on Union Street. And again, everything is going very smoothly. Credit goes to both sides of everything and everyone involved. Oh, thank you. Because the other one got wet. Well, that's an interesting vehicle. We're waiting for the light to turn because we're trying to obey traffic laws here. Lots of crossings here in Seattle. You can see that the traffic has been backed up very much because of the protests. Let's run across here, try not to obscure traffic anymore. And again, Liberty Chronicle Independent. We will continue to live stream until my battery's dead. David Malachar, your independent editor of the Liberty Chronicle. Live here in the streets of Seattle. Oh, hills. I had my share of hills today. I'm done with hills. Yeah. I'm really hungry too. Free advertisement for the Rock Bottom restaurant. Apparently the Little Mermaid is playing here.
Okay. Yep. You ever seen that movie?
The Little Mermaid? Oh yeah, a long time ago.
Okay.
No Muslim ban. Muslim rights are human rights. And again, a big thank you to law enforcement. Law enforcement doing a wonderful job of keeping everyone safe. Well, this is global right now, Liberty Chronicle Independent, live streaming.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Liberty Chronicle Independent. LibertyChronicle.net's the main website, but we're live streaming to the Facebook.
All right, check it out.
Awesome.
Oh, you guys don't live stream YouTube?
Oh, we do YouTube as well. But,
live stream though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I do.
Thank you. My body, my choice. Yeah, I've never seen this in my life. And again, law enforcement, keeping everyone safe. Everyone is safe.
My body, my choice! 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 My body, my choice!
I just feel like streaming something.
Tremendous, wonderful job. Absolutely amazing, wonderful job. Keeping the safety of everyone in mind. A tremendous thank you. A big thank you for keeping everyone safe.
My body, my choice! My body, my choice! My body, my choice! My body, my choice!
So, Frank, in general, so as we've been walking, the law enforcement on the cycles have been following along with us on the right-hand side, and what they're doing is they're blocking traffic to ensure the safety of all participants, both the protesters and the motorists. So again, big thank you to them for making sure that everyone's safety is in mind.
Yeah.
And you're talking to a guy that hates the militarized police state.
Oh yeah, I hate it too.
Yeah, I think all libertarians hate the militarized police state. He's racist, he's sexist, he doesn't represent us. No problem, thank you. Thank you.
And I'm also glad this isn't turning into like that situation in Portland where they...
Correct. This has been very peaceful, very organized. Both sides are doing a tremendous job in keeping the peace.
Black lives matter! 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 Water is life! Water is life!
A little bit, come over, come over. Just like stay behind me when we get those short spots.
Water is life. Water is life. Water is life.
Water is life. I would assume that they are in referencing to the Native Americans in North Dakota and the discrimination and the absolute horrific events that have occurred because of the oil pipeline. The people united will never be divided. A little bit more of a drizzle coming in through the city right now. Hopefully it does not turn into a large rainstorm. And again, it is on the Pacific Northwest is currently 6:06 p.m. I am absolutely flabbergasted at the organization. I really, for a guy that's from Baltimore, from a guy that has seen the oppression over there, this is just amazing. I've never seen such organization and respect out of law enforcement. This is beautiful. Absolutely. I think the world needs to take a look at Seattle and see how the law enforcement is treating this, and they need to take note, because the militarized police state needs to be teared down. We need to tear it down. No more tyranny. Now, I'm a little uncomfortable with this. Okay, so unintentionally we have to walk in the street because there's nowhere to walk. Kind of forced to walk in the middle of the street. So here we are, walking at the front of the protest. Again, Liberty Chronicle Independent, reporting live. No justice, no peace is now being said. Frank, let's move over to the other side.
No peace, no justice, no peace. No peace, no justice, no peace. 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 No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. Immigrants are welcome here, no fear. No fear. 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 Immigrants are welcome here, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no fear.
We're waiting until the traffic light changes before we go across. Wonderful job. Absolutely wonderful job. Beautiful job. It appears that everyone is stopping. Let's see, we are currently on the corner of Columbia and 5th Avenue. Still waiting for the light to change. Oh, we can cross. Frank, let's go. Let's go. Okay, now we're going to stay over on the right-hand side to give law enforcement the ability to move through. What are they saying? This is Cherry Street. We're going to go ahead and cross if everybody, because the light is for us. We got some time to cross here. And again, the escort is going very well. I mean, everybody's protected. This is a fantastic thing. Nobody's in danger. Law enforcement doing a tremendous job to make sure that everyone's safe. The world, you need to pay attention to what's happening here and take note. This is how you handle a protest. This is how you do it. You keep everyone safe. You keep the pedestrians and the people that are in vehicles safe. And I want to thank them. You know, I can't stop saying that because it's staying consistent the whole time. They've been protecting everyone. I Here we are at the front of the line again. He's racist, he's sexist, he doesn't represent us. Okay, looks like law enforcement's making their way back down again. Again, to block traffic from possibly hurting anyone. Oh, we might actually be able to hear what they're saying this time. Gentleman with the microphone right here. Let's go a little bit closer.
City Hall, thank you for gathering today. Thank you for marching. Thank you for having a voice and showing people what you care about and what matters to you most.
A lot of traffic.
We also need to thank the Seattle Police Department.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
They are here because we have certain rights. We have rights to these streets. We have rights to democratic, peaceful protest.
That's not why they're here.
They're here to keep everyone safe.
They are here to keep people safe. They're here to keep the people who are driving on the street safe, and they're here to keep us who want to protest safe as well.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, so we do need to thank them. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, SPD. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, we also know that police departments here in Seattle, police departments around the country, you know, have been militarized and are also gathering to oppress voices like ours.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's like the primary, force. No, go ahead.
So when I say thank them, we also are not excusing the very real police brutality that's happening.
Of course not.
Every damn day.
Absolutely. A person dies in Baltimore every day at law enforcement. Every day in Baltimore, a person dies. Every 8 hours, a citizen in the United States dies at the hands of the militarized police state. It does not happen as much here on the West Coast, but the East Coast is a war zone. Yes. And we need to speak out for, well, absolutely, but I'm just saying. What's that?
We need to tell that to the family of the Carver John T. Williams.
Gotcha.
About how many people die here on the West Coast, or Jay Taylor.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I hear what you're saying, Youngblood, I really do. But let's not forget that Freddie Gray was fine when they put his ass in that van.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
All of a sudden, he's dead.
Yeah.
And nobody is responsible for that. So I'm just saying, look, I understand that you want to thank these cops or whatever for doing a good job, but I'm not going to thank them instead because they are big.
Black Lives Matter.
Let's not forget about the natives in North Dakota as well, with the police brutality there.
So we've gathered here today to stand together. We've gathered here today to maintain our voices.
I swear, I can just go anywhere and start talking to people. Listen to me.
Yeah. I have one word. Some of us in here are really young, and we can't vote yet. The fight we're fighting is a fight against apathy. There's so many people that say we don't have a voice because we're less than 18 and couldn't vote. What we need to do is, while we're still young, we need to get out now. Encourage our fellow students now to be the change so that when the next vote comes tomorrow, or 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or every single year we have to make a choice, every single day we have to make a choice, we are going to make a choice for the better, so that the future will be better.
My name is Laura. I live in Capitol Hill. Intersex from here.
us intersex people.
A little closer, please.
Are overlooked, pushed aside, bullied, intimidated, not allowed to exist or humanity. We're not allowed to have rights at all. Our voices are silenced and stopped. We are treated like garbage, and we're seen and treated like misfit broken toys and freaks that belong in a circus. I am not a freak. You are what? People to get our school law we finally deserve for our rights. Yes. Not only are we fighting Trump and Pence, we are fighting all of the people that they have riled up. Yes. We are fighting everyone who has been mad for 150 years. That people have rights. We are fighting the monster, the archetype of so many different groups of people, and we have to band together. This will not happen if we all disperse tonight and forget about it. We have to keep working.
Okay, so some of you might have seen this statement. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. Rise up, get into the streets, unite with people everywhere to build up resistance in every way you can. Don't stop, don't conciliate, don't accommodate, and don't collaborate. Donald Trump, he's won the presidency. Under his slogan, Make America Great Again, he's attacked Mexican and Muslims. He's threatened to deport millions. He incites people to fear and hate those who are different, or who come from other countries or nationalities, or practice different religions. He demeans and degrades women, and openly boasts about molesting them. He's a champion, boo that. This guy's a champion of white supremacy, who has insulted and threatened black people, and has whipped up a racist lynch mob mentality. He's mocked the disabled. He's an aggressive and unapologetic militarist, and will have his fingers on the nuclear codes. He advocates war crimes and crimes against humanity. He plans to pack the Supreme Court with justices who will gut and reverse the right to abortion, gay rights, and other important legal rights. He calls climate change a hoax, and his policies will wreak further devastation on the environment. He's attacked and threatened the press and stirred up his supporters to do the same. Trump has utter contempt for facts and the truth, and consistently lies to advance his agenda. As for the rule of law, Trump has so far openly threatened to jail Hillary Clinton and has even threatened her with assassination. This is an outright fascist, and he is now the president-elect. Listen, fascism, you guys, it's a serious thing. Fascism foments and relies on xenophobic nationalism, racism, and the aggressive reinstitution of oppressive traditional values. Fascism feeds on and encourages the threat and use of violence to build a movement and come to power. Fascism, once in power, essentially eliminates traditional democratic rights. Fascism attacks, jails, and executes its opponents and launches violent mob attacks on minorities. In Nazi Germany in the 1930s and 40s under Hitler, fascism did all these things. Look, they imprisoned millions in concentration camps and exterminated millions of Roma people, Jews, and other undesirables. And Hitler did this through the rule of law. This is where this goes. And yes, Hitler could talk graciously when he felt it would serve his opponents. Trump did not even win the popular vote, even though he did win the Electoral College, which decides elections in the U.S. Hitler himself came to power through democratic procedures, including through the process of elections. Should people have accepted Hitler? No! Unfortunately, they did, at a great cost to humanity. Today, with nuclear weapons, that cost could be far higher. In the name of humanity, we must refuse to accept a fascist America. The fact that Trump won as many votes as he did, it must be understood. The fact that he got even more than 10% of the vote is disgraceful and reveals some very ugly things about America. So why did this happen? The world today is full of turbulent changes. Those who supported Trump's fascist program were overwhelmingly sections of white people. especially, but not only white men, who yearn for days of open white supremacy and American global domination and the blatant subjugation of women. A significant minority of white people did oppose him, but we have to confront how deep the racism, the national chauvinism, and the hatred of women is woven into the society, and not give into this, but vigorously challenge and fiercely oppose it. But even more than this, Trump was backed by powerful forces in this society, beyond those who directly supported him, the media, the Democratic Party, and others. They treated him as a legitimate candidate, and they refused to call him out as a fascist he is now, and now call on everyone to accept his ascension to power. All the major, give that a boo. All the major powerful forces in this society bear the responsibility. It is they who over decades have built up this fascist force or have enabled it. And you guys, you cannot try to wait things out with fascists. You can't. Those who lived through Hitler's Germany and sat on the sidelines, looking on as Hitler rounded up one group after another, became shameful collaborators with monstrous crimes against humanity. Trump and his regime must be resisted and defied beginning now. In many different ways and in every corner of society. Reconciliation and collaboration would be nothing less than criminal and deadly. Come together, resist, and let the whole world know that we will not let this stand. So what people need to do, this understanding that I just read, this isn't just another thing. This is the understanding that people really need right now to go out and fight this. So get this, read it, grapple with it, get it out to other people. This is actually how we are going to build up the kind of resistance that we need to oppose this.
Stacks right here. Get stacks and pass them out.
Yeah, get stacks. There's stacks right here. So anyway,
Here, pass them around. Okay. To other people besides the people here.
Listen up for a moment, okay? This is about to get a lot worse when Trump takes over, right? There's a lot of middle-aged white people like myself who are on the fence, and they voted for Trump because they don't know better. And so what you need to do is you need to reach out to people, not to accept, but to educate them. Help them understand when this whole thing starts to go south. Help them to join the resistance.
I'm with the news. Sorry.
It's real, it's going down.
What about David?
Get it out of school.
White Americans, not accept fascism. Right here. All you guys and all this and that, but us Native Americans with our fucking old people on the reservation, they got nothing. We're fucking urban Indians. But back home, hey, Trump is fucking trumping his card on us. Excuse the French, but hey, I love my kids, love people. But you know, Native Americans, all of us are gonna get stopped.
Yes.
Believe you or not, because we're gonna get messed up. We survive on food stamps, EBT. Hey, but I tell you what though, who discovered this effing country?
Natives.
Native Americans did.
Your tribe, sir. What tribe are you?
Northern Cheyenne.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Who here is oppressed? Yeah. Who here is part of the LGBTQ community? Who here is part of people of color, African American? We have Native Americans here, American Indians.
Yeah.
Anybody else oppressed?
Yeah.
Women in general.
Okay.
Jews.
We're all here. Jews, yes. Everything. Right. Okay. Muslims.
Low income.
Low income. We're missing an entire section from our group. And a lot of them voted for Trump. And they are racist as fuck. I know. But there's a reason that they're racist, people. It's because the people in power want to divide us. Because when they keep us divided, they control us.
Yes, true.
There are way more of us than there are of them. But that means we have to include all of us, whether we agree. I have heard LGBTQ people say they won't go march with Black Lives Matter because they don't agree with everything that Black Lives Matter does.
Ah, boo.
Bullshit.
That's right.
Get your ass out there and walk with Black Lives Matter. Word. She didn't know that transgenderism is a bad word, but her intent is good. We are going to have to deal with people who don't know the right word.
We have to educate them.
We have to educate them, but we have to be patient, and it's hard because we're all pissed, right? Everybody has the right to be mad. But we have to remember there is no hierarchy of oppression. Oppression sucks. And until every single one of us is equal, none of us are free. Don't leave anybody behind. Stick with it. 1 day out here in the rain is not going to do it. This is a long fight.
Yes. Absolutely.
We have won it before. We have made great strides in this country. But we got lazy. And we let them take them from us bit by bit. And I hear people say, I don't like politics. Suck it.
Yeah.
Get your lazy ass out there.
Yeah.
Run for office.
Yeah.
Demand that your representatives actually represent you.
Damn right.
Write letters instead of spending time Facebooking your breakfast.
Yeah, I like this lady.
Write a letter to your to one of your representatives, to a legislator. Organize. Be active. We have hate groups in this state. We like to think that we're liberal. Well, we are, but it doesn't mean we're not covert racists. And being a covert racist is more damaging to people of color than being an overt racist. Because if it's out there, you know where the fuck you stand.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to stop it. We need to change it. Yeah, systemic racism. It's all bad. That's right. It's all bad.
Well, hate is hate. Hate is hate.
Do you want to talk? No, okay. No, because you sound like you've got good things to say.
I'd like to. I'm native.
You
want to talk? Yeah, I'd like to.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't.
But no, keep going, keep going.
All right, so.
You mind holding the phone while I talk?
Sure. If everything goes the way we want it, and we wake up in the morning and we are not in this nightmare that has become America, we still, it's not like we were unoppressed the day before the election. Every person here was oppressed. We can't let this continue. No. But we are going to have to be civil to each other, and it's hard. I'm not saying don't express your emotions. I'm not saying let people silence you. But I'm saying try and give people the benefit of the doubt. When they say crap is wrong, educate. Keep it going. But it's gonna be hard. People say stuff. I had an argument with a friend on Facebook today, and I was pretty sure I was going to get unfriended, and it turned out we didn't. And she came a little my way, and she thinks I went a little her way, but I didn't actually. But we're still friends, and we're still having a conversation. But the people that are missing a lot right here, and I know it sucks that nobody ever wants to say this, poor white men and poor white women. They voted for, a lot of them voted for Trump because they're scared.
Yes.
They have felt the fear that we feel now every single day because they don't know if they're going to be able to keep a roof over their house or a roof over their head and protect their children. And yes, it's very, very hard to feel sorry for them. But the thing is,
Martin Luther King understood this.
Yes.
He was bringing us all together because no matter what color your skin is or what religion you are, being poor is really hard and being oppressed sucks.
Yes.
That's not true. Man, everybody wants to be cast King and all of these figures as icons. At the time, they were hated.
Yes.
Oh, totally. That's right. I was raised by Republicans, and I was told that King was just a troublemaker. They wouldn't even talk about Malcolm X. He was trying, and as soon as he tried to bring people together, what happened? He was assassinated.
Yes.
They've been trying to like assassinate and kill him. That wasn't the first attempt.
Yeah.
The FBI hunted wiretap.
Yes. So.
But we need to join together now.
Yes.
Join together now.
We need to join together now. All of us, as much as we can. We're not going to get everybody, but we have to try.
Educate your friends.
Educate
your families.
Exactly. Go out and speak.
Families who are Republicans, bigots, ultra-religious, and we gotta still love them and accept them, but we have to still love them and accept them, but fight back.
Closer to the mic.
Challenge their ideologies and their hate. But be accepting at the same time, because we're all together. We're all in this together. They're gonna have problems with this too. Trump is not for them either. Trump isn't for any of us. Trump is for Trump, and that's all who he's for. He's for Trump. He's for multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires.
Trump is a chump.
He's not for the people. And all of our families and friends are in it with us, whether they believe they are or not. We still gotta love and accept them and fight together.
Yeah. Can I see it?
Is this thing on?
Yes.
Okay. So, as much as they piss you off, just remember, one, they're people too, and two, there is a huge difference between forgiving and condoning, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yes. Well said.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so how many of you have heard or seen somebody say that us as protesters should not be protesting the Donald Trump election? That's right. So we're not necessarily protesting that he won, even though we basically are, even though it's not really that fair, but I guess it kind of is. We're protesting the fact that he's used racism, sexism, misogyny, xenophobia, violence, ableism, and any other thing that I can't think of right now to divide us and separate us and to climb his way to success. And we're protesting because we're showing that when he tries to enact any policy against us that takes away our rights, we won't let him. Who's with me?
Guys, the election's over. Donald Trump won, right?
The electoral vote in December.
He's our new president. Do you accept that?
No!
Will you accept a man into the presidency who has banned an entire religion of people from entering our country?
No!
Will you accept a man who would deport an entire group of people just because he thinks they don't belong here?
No!
Will you accept a president who wants to repeal the ability for anyone in this country to get married?
No!
Will you accept a man who wants to get rid of the Environmental Protection Agency?
No!
If you do not accept Donald Trump and all of the things that he stands for, which are too horrible and too many to list, we have to act. We have to do something. All of you people out here, you're the ones who care. You're the ones who have the power to change this. The election is over. Now we have to get to work. Now we have to buckle down. Now we have to really start doing something. Come find me after this. Come talk to me. I want your phone number. I want your email. I want to get together. I want to write letters to senators and congressmen. I want to get out and educate people. I want people to come together over this, and I want to put in the hard work necessary to make sure that this country is a good place to live for everyone in it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Can you hear me? Yes. So, this is really nitty-gritty, but a lot of people from Congress are coming out and saying that writing letters isn't the most effective way to talk to them. And a lot of people don't like picking up phones and calling. But you need to call your congressmen, you need to call your senators, because writing letters goes to the people below them and they fact check it and they look at it and then they throw it away. Calling them makes them listen to you, it makes them hear your voice. And when you have your voice heard, you are stronger than when you write an email or a Facebook message or a letter. Do you understand? We need to call them. And I don't need a lot of applause for that. It's just do it.
Equals
Just
the
do
weight
it.
of 30 people.
Just call them. That's all.
All right.
Hello everyone, my name is Anup, I'm Indian. I became citizen last year and I voted for the first time. Thank goodness for this country. It's shown me the opportunity I couldn't have afforded in my own country. And I love it for that. I will fight for that. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to say, I woke up Wednesday morning, I was scared.
Onto the sidewalk. Come on. Go onto the sidewalk.
Yeah, good. Stand up here, then they'll be able to see you and hear you better. Better platform.
And law enforcement looking for the best interests of everyone, trying to migrate people up these stairs to help traffic flow and keep the safety for everybody involved.
I woke up Wednesday morning and I've never felt the fear of being alive in a country which was hostile to me. What I realized pretty soon is that most of us did not vote for Trump. Most of us love each other, love this country, and stand for the progressive values. I called my friend who is black and transgender, and I told him, I'm so scared, I was so shocked, and he said, I am not shocked, and I've been through this for years. And we're all waking up just now. So please stay woke, please talk to your neighbors. More than anything, Trump has power because he's taken away the dignity and respect of a lot of people. And we need to respect ourselves. We need to honor ourselves. We need to learn what it takes to respect ourselves and honor ourselves. We need to bring that to people in our family, our friends, our strangers, and show them what it means to have respect and honor, and what it means to give it to another person. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. I love you all.
Does anyone else have any other words to say?
Me.
That guy over there. Please.
Hey.
Please say something.
Okay, Frank, where you at?
Right here.
Hold that, please.
All right.
Is it on? Everyone, thank you for coming out today. It's been tremendous. Personally, myself, I am Native American. I am a Piscaway or Picatawa, depending on your dialect, from the southern Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. I want to thank, I know that we got our grievances, but I want to thank law enforcement for keeping everyone safe, both from traffic perspective and our perspective. They've kept us safe from being hurt. So thank you to them as well. And again, I know that there's grievances, but you guys don't realize how much nicer they are here compared to back east. It's a freaking war zone. So I want to stress that your energy that you have is tremendous. Keep this energy and movement up, but focus your energy like everyone else before me was saying. You need to do it from an effective legislative standpoint. Keep your politicians accountable. On that note, I think everyone is pissed that Bernie Sanders got screwed out of the Democratic nomination. You know, there are a lot of things that he was talking about that need to happen. You know, one of those being the student debt. You know, we're screwed. As millennials, we're screwed. We're stuck with all this student loan debt that can't be resolved by bankruptcy. And that debt was fraudulent because the banks artificially inflated that. So we need to fight cronyism. Cronyism is a huge thing, and Sanders was a good proponent of that. So, in general, the two-party system does not have your interests in mind. We must hold them accountable. We must prop up and support the other parties as well, because I know some people don't like the Greens, some people don't like the Libertarians. They're not perfect, neither side. No side is perfect. However, we need to hear all sides out, and we need to work together collaboratively as a group to stop the tyranny of the two-party system that has been oppressing all of us for the last 100+ years. If we start holding them accountable, writing, calling, protesting in front of their houses or places of business, peacefully, of course, we need to make our voices heard. We can continue to do this, keep this momentum going, continue to please be safe, continue to be responsible, but channel that energy, excuse me, energy, channel the energy, and the oppressive that is in our country. This is all America, and we will not stand for it, and we will stand up, and we will fight until there's nothing left inside of us, because we got it, and we're going to make things happen. You will find true change in this country, and it all started here.
I don't need a megaphone, but you guys should all know that the media has not been telling you the truth. The pollsters were never telling you the truth. I'm here as a journalist, so I'm going to take off my press badge for a second, but we need new alternative media in this country. It's just as important as any of the other issues we've been talking about. Support somebody doing good work, and whether it's Amy Goodman at Democracy Now!, become a journalist yourself.
Liberty Chronicle Independent, I've been live streaming the whole time.
Really support people who are doing alternative media. Most of them are losing their support right now. They're losing their advertising. They're going off the air because the corporations do not support
we're not bought and paid for.
That has to be a part of any movement that's going to continue to push pro-democracy in this country. So remember that. We got to have independent media, and it's up to each one of you to help out in some way, even if you can just give somebody $5 so that they can, you know, get a battery for their camera.
Yeah, for real, yeah.
Help out. And go online and find those people that are telling the truth and are doing it for the right reasons. They're not doing it to make money or look pretty on TV. And support them. They're out there, they're everywhere, but they're not getting any support, and they're certainly not going to get on NBC.
Absolutely.
Just to let you know, that's my experience as a journalist. Thank you.
Thank you. They don't realize how difficult it is. We're broke.
And who gave you that hat? I'll go
Don't
get 'em.
forget your spirit, y'all. Being an Indian, I gotta honor my ancestors. Don't forget your spirit.
Absolutely.
Pray, meditate, do what it needs to take. Stand in community, love each other. Don't forget your spirit. Don't let them take your power. All right? If anyone wants to pray, I got some tobacco here. You can do some Native American style prayer to offer it to the Great Spirit. Thank you so much.
All right, does anyone have anything else to say? All right, the fight we fight is going to be long and hard. Trump is going to be in office for the next 4 years, and he'll change the lives we live in unless we change them back. And so we're going to need to organize consistently every day until something changes for us so that we have better futures.
That's right.
That's what I want to see tomorrow at the next protest, or Saturday, next Saturday at the next protest, or the next week, or the next, or whatever, until we make the difference.
Can I get a shout out? I've been live streaming the whole time.
On Wednesday night, I spent 5 hours freaking out thinking about how we could let this happen. How we could, Tuesday night, it went well into the morning. I was freaking out a very long time. I thought to myself, how can I make the change? And I organized with all the student leaders at the school, and we had a turnout of 200 people, 200 students. That isn't something that we can do alone. That's through communication. There are tools that we have. The First Amendment, electricity, social media. We have to use those things to our advantage so that a modern movement for progressivism is a movement that is effective. It's a movement that's heard. And without each other spreading the word, that isn't something that's going to happen. I want you guys to have a peaceful night. Goodbye.
Woo! Absolutely. You'll be able to find this video online, Liberty Chronicle Independent on Facebook or libertychronicle.net. I'll have an article up tomorrow. Thank you guys.
Liberty Chronicle.
Liberty Chronicle Independent, yep.
On any of the local news, you will probably see the lockout of most of the high schools in the Seattle district. So just keep an eye out for it and tell your friends about it because we need as much support as we can. We are the next generation and we have to keep talking about this or else we will forget. Good job, Seattle City!
Woo!
And check out Democracy Now! Tomorrow. You might see yourselves.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Democracy Now! And Liberty Chronicle.
Liberal Chronicle Independent.
right.
Yep. Screw the mainstream media.
I'm gonna go study communications.
Awesome.
When I grow up.
Hey, message the page. We're looking for independent contributors. We don't turn people away. If you want to write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much opportunity right now.
Yeah.
You know way I can get my true life story out there?
What's your story, ma'am?
Everybody
As an intersex person?
Oh, my apologies. Yes, go ahead and say your story. Absolutely.
My name is Laura Ingalls, Wilder.
I also have another group.
I was born severely intersexed.
Okay.
With both hormones flashing high and born with deformity between my legs. Not my fault, not my choice.
Right.
We actually have.
I am treated horribly by SHA and the tenants, and out here, I'm called a freak, it, he, she,
Terrible.
faggot,
Terrible.
she-male,
Terrible.
thing, and I'm told that me and my kind have no right to exist, no right to humanity, and no right to anything at all.
We're all human beings.
I'm tired of us intersex people being overlooked, shoved aside, treated like garbage, thrown away like garbage, and treated like mystery broken toys, which we're not.
Right.
Help us intersex people get our Stonewall for our rights that we finally deserve.
Yes, everyone that's watching, please, we need to fight for the rights of every human being in existence. And that includes everyone. Everyone.
I've also been shot at,
Oh my.
pushed into buildings, held down. I've been ran over by cars. I've been beat up 3 times. I'm still having that stuff happen to me.
Terrible.
And there are people threatening to burn me to death and coming up
Any high school you
while
go
I'm
to,
sleeping.
I can guarantee you they're going to be walking out of the center.
This is coming from tenants and SHA management and out here.
Inexcusable.
I'm not even accepted by half the LGBTQ community.
Terrible.
Either.
Which is interesting.
And they're telling me and my kind to do them a favor and get a gun and kill ourselves?
No, unacceptable. We will not allow anything like that to happen.
I'm not going to take this anymore.
As you shouldn't.
I am the poster child for us intersex people. I'm going to fight back like a living hell. I need you, my army, to join us and me and help us.
Yes, equality and equal rights for all, period. This has been a tremendous event this evening. Again, another shout out goes out to law enforcement. They are now dispersing. Traffic is flowing through, and we have the remnants that are left of the protest from today. And it has been a wonderful and educating experience. I want to thank you all for watching. This is David Malachar with the Liberty Chronicle Independent. Good night.